What's up, Dirty? What's up, Robin Hood? How you guys doing? What's new? Whoa. Let's go. Interesting. Yeah. I put on Pandora. All right. Literally just got the kids down, so I'm like, how do I do? I'm learning YouTube. Let's do this. I know I gotta like. I can set. Oh yeah. Oh, I see. All right, so I wonder if that. What's up, Nate? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. What's up, Scuba? Scuba, what are you well? What's up, Jacob? What are you welling? My question is, how do I get chat enabled on YouTube? That's gonna be the big thing. I think like if I can get YouTube really figured out, I might sort of just stick with YouTube and do that on a more regular basis. I just don't know. I don't know much about it. I don't know how to work it. Oh, what's this? Okay, interesting. All right, sweet. So I think I just enabled the chat. Well, look at that now. All right. Sweet. So, Drew, what's everybody doing, man? What's going on? All right, cool. That works. Interesting. All right. It's good to know. Crikey. Oh, crikey. All right. All right. Let's see. What's going on? I got a bunch of cards to submit to the CGCs. I've actually technically put them all in there. But hey, you know what? If we're having some fun, yeah, I got it, Scoop. It's all set up now. So you should be able to go in and comment on there. We were listening to Taylor Swift Pandora just for because my daughter was like, I want to listen to only girl songs. Let's put some Blink 182 on. Why not? I feel like throwing that up there. All right, cool. Let's put that over here. We don't really need that, just in case. Now I see why people have like 6. Nath, what time? Well, I have 2 spots right. Yeah, 2. Are you all sold out, Nath, on your thing? You don't. You Taylor Swift, Scuba. What just happened over here? Can I see you on? 2 watching. Show less. It doesn't. Oh, show chat. I see. Close. Oh yeah, there we go. Yep. All right, good to know. All right, cool, that works. Oh, look at that, and even pops up over there. This is kind of cool. So StreamYard is kind of neat. I wonder, I technically speaking should. All right, cool, Nate. We have a bingo. It's a bingo. Now we got people all up in YouTube's. There we go. Yeah, I think the big thing is, so a couple different things occurred with Twitch. One is that there are subs you have to pay for, and subs also are jacking up the rate. I think that before they were like $4.99 or something like that. Now they're like $7.99. So it's a lot. YouTube is free. YouTube is free. So it's about, and it also like works more on an algorithm, to my understanding. So like it takes work. You have to understand how to utilize social media and post things properly, but you can actually post properly with shorts and videos and so on and so forth, and actually build a subscription base much easier on YouTube than you can on Twitch. Now, what I offer on Twitch isn't really the main demographic of Twitch. Either it's gamers or nudie peoples, and I'm not going to get nude, and I'm not the type of people want to see nude. I'm also not a gamer. So building, I mean, like I've been in here for almost 2 years to generate 564 followers, right? Like I need to be up in like the 3, 4, 5, 600, 6,000 followers for it to be like something that's worthwhile financially, and with a subscription as well. YouTube, from my understanding, putting some, a half ounce of effort into YouTube, you can actually generate a pretty decent subscription base, and you get up to 1,000 subscribers, and things can go pretty well. So, never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. Scuba, I've looked into it a little bit, but from my understanding, in terms of like, right, if I wanted to sort of utilize price, I mean, I'm not saying I don't wear one, but I'm also saying I'm not saying I do wear one. How's that? How's that for a definitive response to that comment? Nate, I'm saying. I mean, who knows? Maybe I truly do have an OnlyFans for my feet. Who's to say? Who's to say? Have you guys went and searched OnlyFans? I don't even know. So who's to say? Who's to say? I mean, who's to say? You know what I mean? But yeah, I think focusing and putting more attention into YouTube. Yeah, there we go, Scuba. Putting more attention into YouTube is probably a higher ROI, if you will, of my time and effort. So I think that's part of it. So I know there's yeah. So I just got to learn. It's a lot of stuff to learn. I have a long list of things to learn. While also preparing for a third kid and having my a job where I coach. And fall is always very, very busy for me coaching wise. So, I go from like averaging between 15 and 20 sessions a week to more like 25 plus sessions a week. So it gets up there, and I'm, programming and supporting and all that other stuff. So we got all that going on, a lot of stuff. So yeah, if you're not subscribed to my, YouTube, by all means, please go do. Yeah, Drew. I don't know. I mean, I was part of MySpace when it first came out. I was in college. That would have been my, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, like my sophomore year of college, maybe my junior year of college, when it all started happening. Hot tubs. That would be kind of cool, actually. What if I did that? What if I just got into? I mean, if I am doing a little bit more focus, which I'm going to be over the fall, adding more of my fitness side of stuff. What if I did one of my shows in an ice bath, just talking through? I mean, that would be some crazy focus for me. Or when it snows out here, I'll do my live streams where I'm lying half naked in the snowbank in my backyard, which, as many of you who have followed me for a couple of years, that I've done that. Nath, my entire back is tattooed. So who posted that? Dale posted a picture of my back on social media last March at the Texas meetup. So Scuba, I believe it. How many have you been kicked out of? That's the real question. That's the real question. Drew, like live streams it, or just does it? Because I know tons of people who do it. And that a boy, Scuba. All right, let's actually post that I'm live here. Should I send people to YouTube? Set up on the computer's a little bit annoying. The chat's like really far down. 174 subscribers on YouTube. I want to get myself up to 1,000 by the end of the year on YouTube. So I just need to figure out shorts. That's going to be the main thing to figure out. All right, let's get. I'm live. Come join me. I know it's easy. It's easy, Bryce, but it's also like time consuming, and tedious and I'm just not in the pattern of doing it, if you know what I mean. Like I kind of, find, and also like, yeah, just finding the pattern of it. Like it's just another thing to learn. It's another language to learn. And I have a lot going on. So it's just sort of leaning into the stuff that I think is cool. I appreciate it, Bryce. Um, what's important. And I think ultimately for me, if I want to sort of continue growing, leaning into the social media side is going to be, I mean, Gary says all the time, and that's true. Leaning into that while it's free is absolutely number one. So that's definitely something I'm looking into and I've been reading a lot. The big thing is all my content is you what's that's I actually meant to reach out to Cowabunga today. Who here as of right now, like in the chat right now, through my multiple streams here, what's like the best bulk AI editing for content? So like let's say I do like Cowabunga sent me God knows how much footage that he took with me involved, like the Series 1 break, all this other stuff at VCon. I know there's a lot of programs you can just like throw that stuff in there and it like chops it up for you at all different things. Like it'll chop up minute-long things for YouTube Shorts. It'll chop up all sorts of stuff, and you can then use that content. So that's the part that I have a hard time with, is allocating time to like go back to a stream that I do. So for example, on Wednesday, was it Wednesday or Tuesday? Oh no, Thursday morning. Thursday morning, I did this whole like history of VeeFriends, right? Thursday, I did that Thursday afternoon. So that right there, I think there's a handful of little snippets, because also Jeremy was on there with me, and like there's a handful of little snippets that I think would be really beneficial, and using those for content is good. When I did things like the Get Strong for VCon, being able to go out and grab a whole bunch of those, that's the part that like allocating time for that is hard for me to manage. Right. Again, I haven't learned to manage that type of time. I'm definitely never one to be like, I don't have enough time. That is my number one thing I always coach in the fitness world. Yeah, Drew, there's all sorts of them. I know there's a bunch of them. I just want to know what like the best one is, because I try to like read reviews, and I want to know from someone that I know, that I trust, that has Cowabunga uses one or two and says they're great. So I'm just sort of, they seem really cool. I mean, you literally just Midjourney doesn't do that to my knowledge, Scuba. But yeah, you basically just like YouTube, you just upload a link to your YouTube video, or I can take the link from my StreamYard from like, oh, we did a really cool break the other day with a bunch of stuff. I'm just going to upload that video to this app or this program, and it just like uses AI to sort of find points and parts and all this other stuff, and sort of chops it up into content. I don't even know what that means, Ansar. All right, let's say that I'm live, because again, I'm about as ADD as possible when it comes to this sort of stuff. Bing. Bing. All right, we're live. Let's just hang out. Now, this week was something pretty interesting in the VeeFriends world. It depends what it is, Scuba. I mean, yes. I mean, if it's like hundreds and hundreds of dollars, no, not yet. If there's like a monthly fee, and it's effective in a good way, then sure. That, I think that's part of it. I want to sort of jump through some of the, yeah. Yes, I am. Just depends what it is. Yeah, that's fine, dude. Yeah, I'm willing for that. All right. What's VeeFriends? VeeFriends cards. All right, we'll link. Oh no, I wanted to. Boom. All right, let's see. Posted. All right, sweet. Descript. Oh, check that out. Is that so? Have you used that? I think that's another part of it. I can figure it out, Bryce. I think that's another part of it. I just have at this point, I've gotten to a point where I have so much stuff. I just need to like forget about a handful of things, and then just sort of like, just hey, I'm just going to grab this one piece and sort of mess with that and figure out how do I copy. All right, there we go. All right, saved, buddy. Scuba, thanks. I'll check that out too. Feel like I've read a little bit about that one, but anyway. Um, there's another one like Opus or something like that I was reading a lot about, but again, like it's kind of weird. There's like areas where a lot of people praise it, and then there's another like distinctly other area that's like it's really sucks, and I'm just like, why? Why does that happen? Like, how does that happen? Holy shit! It's confusing to me. So let me share this screen real quick for fun. We'll do this. Oh, so by the way, I was about to start talking about this. The thing that I always find interesting, and this hasn't happened in a while, is with VeeFriends. VeeFriends this past week have been quiet. You know, they'll pop up on social media. They did their two streams quite literally on the exact 2 days that I do my streams. Interesting. um, totally ate up my shows, and then they said we're off for like a while, right? Like a week or something like that. Gary popped in here and there. The VeeFriends Cards Twitter has just been like silent, right? And to me, it's these moments when there's something really big coming. I think from my experience as being, you know, associated with VeeFriends for a very long time, I don't think it's that Scuba because we haven't really seen a pattern of. I mean, I think there's some people off. Like for example, Jeremy said he wasn't going in the office all week. That being said, he was still like working like crazy. So to me, I would think that we also know that I think that they've announced that September is going to be a wild month. So they're either just sort of like mentally prepping for that, or you know, tuning things up to make sure it goes smoothly and everything like that. Because we know the show comes out this month, so I think I'm curious how they're going to do it. My question is, so this is, by the way, this is part of my weekend review, right? And I'll talk about each week. I'll talk about the show until it drops, and then obviously once it drops, the big thing that I'm curious about with the show is how they roll it out. Will they just roll out the first episode, or will they like start to generate some hype around it? Will they like post some little clips here and there, like similar to what they did at VCon? Will they post that publicly? Will they start throwing images up? Will they start throwing? Will they like market it in a certain way? We know the one thing that we do know is that it's not a TV show in the sense that we understand. So for those of you who have kids and watch TV with your kids, there's a lot of different types of shows, right? There's like series shows that sort of work together and progress. There's series shows that don't really work together, you know, like your Blueies and stuff like that, or like all of the billions of shows that are out there that are just like, hey, here's a 24-minute episode of something, and that's it. Bluey's a little different. It's more like 12 minutes. And that's the other aspect of stuff. There's some shows that will be like a 24-minute show, but it's actually separated into two distinctly. So that's another big thing. There's other shows that like you have your Coco Melon, which is a Moonbug show, which is the #1 most subscribed kids YouTube show on the planet Earth. For fun, if you guys want to do this, what's up, Rob? Go check out what the #2 most subscribed kids show on YouTube is. I couldn't watch it for more than a minute before I was like, what is even happening right now? It is insanity. No, it's not Blippi. It's not Blippi. Also, Blippi probably used to be, but Blippi isn't focused on YouTube anymore. It's not exclusively, right? I don't even think it's a YouTube show anymore. They do have a lot of promotion on YouTube, but Blippi started on YouTube and now is like on Netflix or one of those things. And obviously still has content on YouTube. But I'm talking about like, yes, it is. But I'm talking about like exclusively, like its main content is pushed on YouTube. Anyway, it's a show called like Diana, and it's like sensory overload to the max. I was doing some research on kids shows just because I was just curious, like what's the most subscribed, who owns them, who, you know, all this other stuff. And And who's their target demographic and what are they pushing? Is it education based? All this other stuff. Yes, the answer. And I picked one random episode. Again, I did not do more than 1 minute of actual watching research on the show because like there was these two kids. They were I guess it was going to talk about food. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. What are they going to like? What's the moral here? What's the lesson learned? But the parents that came in like didn't speak English. They just sort of they were like they didn't really speak really. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? And every single movement had a sound effect to it as well as an animation to it. And I was like, this is insanity. It's insane. It's like it was sensory overload for me. So anyway, that was wild. I have made critique on Cocomelon, and I want to actually, because we're talking about kids shows right now, I actually don't mind Cocomelon. The issue for those of you who have kids, if you ever plopped your kid in front of a TV and then like 20 minutes later said, hey, we're done, you know that the vast majority of children freak the F out the second you do that. In a very different way than if you pull them away from most other things. There's like an aggression that comes with like once you're locked into TV and you get taken away or get shut off, like kids turn into something, there's like an aggression about it. Interestingly enough, again, we don't watch a ton of TV, but I've noticed this is stuff that I like psychoanalyze everything. When my kids watch something like Sesame Street or Mr. Rogers, their like post-TV emotional state is way more relaxed than if they watch something like Mika or even Bluey. Afterwards, they have this like energy. And it's a fascinating thing. And I talk to other parents about this, and I around other kids when it's just a fascinating snippet. There's billions of kids, but and I see 10, so it's a very small, limited study here. But it's super interesting to me to watch this sort of stuff happen. The thing with Cocomelon is it's designed to keep you sucked into it, right? It's actually in the greatest scheme of things, like compared to that Diana and Roman, or like some other crazy shows, it's actually not super sensory overload. It cuts kind of quickly, but it's slow paced. The colors aren't wild and insane. That's like the success of Blippi. Blippi is like this over the top character that sort of like sucks you in out of sheer curiosity of like, what the hell is that alien? Like he's not human in any possible way. Yeah, exactly, Scuba. So I actually like, if you look past Blippi, I like the sort of education of it. So I found another show that has like 2.5 million subscribers on YouTube that I never even heard of. It's exclusively on YouTube called Kitty something. And they clearly like copied the base level of Blippi. It's very Blippi-esque, but it's way more mellow. And the guy's like French, and he's like, hey, everybody, I'm the guy, hey, what's going on? But he's not like wild and otherworldly. He's not Mr. Rogers. He's more Mika, if you understand this stuff. Mika is a lot more mellowed down version of Blippi. I think maybe they like did some market research and were like, okay, people are having some issues with Blippi. Let's bring Mika in. She's like chill and she's kind of cool. And she's not quite what people act like, but maybe a little bit more. The kitty guy acts a little bit more like that, but the content is freaking awesome. It's really awesome. And he's less like loopy and wacky and stuff like that. So the past like couple days, my kids have watched one or two of those shows, and that can be kind of interesting. What's up, Brofit? That's super interesting, Scuba. Yeah, but I also like that. So even with some of like the wackiness of some of the characters in Sesame Street, the education aspects of stuff to the creativity and like the thought. That's why like Blue is kind of cool. The creativity in the message and like the tone of things is so unique. It's pretty cool. But also the humans in Sesame Street are humans. They're not like caricatures of a human. They're actual humans. And they interact with these maybe slightly wacky puppets, but the humans are actually humans. And I think that's a unique fit too. It takes the wackiness and sort of says, oh, these guys are the wacky ones. We humans, this is how we sort of interact with that wackiness. And then it's nice. Anyway, a lot of thoughts. I'm excited and nervous and eager and curious as all hell about the V-Dome show. The uniqueness of the V-Dome show For those of you who don't know, it's a 3-minute episodes are 3 minutes long, right? So they're very short. And I'm sure they did all sorts of research in terms of like kids' attention spans, the amount of time, the amount of time it takes for a kid to retain a certain message, all this different stuff. I mean, this is what these people do. And it's a 3-minute episode. And as per what VeeFriends stated when they announced this sort of stuff, is it's designed not necessarily, and I'm so curious about this. Are they going to just cycle through them, sort of sucking kids into it? But the way Gary said it, and when I even like raised this on Twitter, he even commented, it's designed to engage parents and their kids in a discussion about the topic that comes up with each individual show. What that would imply to me, and I'm curious Crane style, what that would imply to me is that it's not designed to watch 10. It's designed to watch 1. And then you interact. And if time permits, you watch another. So it's more you're engaging with the content rather than just mindlessly consuming the content, if that makes sense. There's a subtle difference there. Well, it's not very subtle. So I'm really, really curious to see if that's actually how it's designed, especially coming from Moonbugs. All right, which tab should I use here? So that's 1. I said each one of these things I wanted to talk. Oh, that's interesting. Why'd that happen? I just expanded the window a little bit and the whole entire, oh, it's up there. That's why. Oh, okay. Awesome. All right, that makes sense. Sorry, I just figured something else about YouTube, so we're good. All right, let's go to Twitter real quick. So I think one of the topics on each week will definitely be about the show and sort of, yeah, again, I'm just so curious how it builds up and how they promote it and all this other stuff. We'll see. All right, let me pull up. I'm going to pull up the VeeFriends cards account because this is what I'm actually really curious about. Like when was the last VeeFriends cards post? In fact, their last post was reposting me on the 29th on my show that, Diamond Deb, they're coming out sometime in, like, I think late September. So it should be this month as of tomorrow. It should be this month coming out. So nothing really big going on with VeeFriends cards. We know there was a big break. The big thing that we're sort of getting ready for is, it looks like this was maybe slightly staged. Who knows? But it looks like Gary and team going out to San Francisco for the Jets-Niners game. And they're going to meet up with Mojo Breaks out there and do a Series 1 break where they give away all the cards. So that, no worries, Diamond. So that's something to look forward to. That, I forget when that is. That's sometime in mid-September, early to mid-September. So that'll happen. We know there's a Collecticon Atlanta. That's sort of the next thing that VeeFriends is doing. And then obviously October is when oh, Nacho, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, October is when Comic-Con is and stuff like that. So we also don't have a lot of information on Comic-Con besides Gary sort of saying Friday is a day he'll be around for the most part. I know that it hasn't been like outright stated. Oh yeah, it has been outright stated that the sort of that the championship like actually hosted by VeeFriends TCG tournament will take place there. But nothing, and they have like very actively avoided talking about it. As of late, in terms of the VeeFriends social media page with 250,000 followers, that's pretty wild. It's just been the comic, and DJ's been holding down the fort doing the comics. Here, let me share this page. Actually, I really liked. If you haven't seen this last one, it's really good. Here, boom. Look at this. Dialed in Dogs, if she's a G, goes and gets a O and a D. Putting a do in dog. That's smart. Like it's a very intelligently done and meaningful and impactful imagery. The background there, it's beautifulully done. This is a beautiful comic. I love simplicity that hits on a deep level, and this does that incredibly well. So huge shout out. to the team there, Gary V and DJC. That's an absolutely awesome comic. I love that one a lot. Dial and Dog has been pretty good. There's been some also pretty interesting imagery. Like, for example, we saw, and again, who knows? I know that sometimes DJ's talked about this openly, that sometimes there's like very specific things that he does, and other times it's just for fun. So this image right here, notice Empathy Elephant. They talk about this this necklace, but what's that on the Empathy Elephant's chest? Is that a shirt? What is that? That doesn't change on it. It's just there. And we've never seen that. So that's an interesting little thing. It's a tattoo, sure. But of what? What's it for? Is it a check mark? Does it represent something? Will we see other types of things on their chests? Is that just something that DJ did that he thought would be fun? He put mushrooms in that picture. Are they all on shrooms? Who knows? So many questions can be asked. Yeah. But I'm liking that. I also like that they transitioned to this sort of weekly characters, right? So this week is Dial and Dog. What was last week? I like that they reposted Cowabunga. I'm a huge fan of that. But they've just been reposting. They have not been posting besides DJ's things. They have not been posting anything. So there's some quietness going on right now, and I think it's the calm before the storm of September. Yeah, sure. All right, who was last week before Dial and Dog? This was a cool little introduction to Dial and Dog week 2 with DJ stuff. But I like it. It's a really neat, unique approach where you get to sort of let's get some focus on a specific character, mixing in the other characters and how they interact. I like that Chasing the Dream thing. That was really cool. Yeah, it's good. I'm a fan. So again, huge shout out to VeeFriends and DJ Kaufman and sort of how they've evolved the comic. I think it's really cool. Yeah, so this is the other big thing. This will be in Atlanta. When is this one? It doesn't give a date. Oh, here we go. September 21st. So this is going to happen around when the show comes out. And again, we don't have specifics on the show at all. Yeah. So, okay. So that was sort of my last thing to talk about because there's really not much going on in VeeFriends. There's not even much going on in the VeeFriends community besides just, a show here and there and stuff like that. So Gary did throw out a tweet. I'm really looking forward to VeeFriends cards next week. Not specifically stating that, but something to that effect. And that created a lot of speculation, and I love it. I love the speculation that comes with it. I'm all for it. I'll be honest with you. My intuition just pops on something. It says I can't wait for next week for VeeFriends cards. To me, what he's actually stated post VCon is he really wants to get involved with VeeFriends cards more. Like he stated, I want to be part of the show more. I want to do more big shows like they did on Saturday and Monday on my show days. Fucking VeeFriends. I personally think he's just excited, and he posted up there. I don't think it's any sort of, again, I'm happy to say, oh, I was wrong. It's a big announcement. I don't think that's what it is. I don't think that's what it is. Yeah, Scuba, I think that's coming up, right? Because they did come out. I mean, I announced this on my show the other day that it was like September 14th was their first show last year. It was their first show on Whatnot, on Fanatics Live. Yep. If anything, that's the sort of like international people are gonna be so excited. Right. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna be some dramatically new thing with like, hey, series 3 or anything like that. Again, I'm happy to be wrong. I think it's more that Gary's just excited to be more involved in the cards over the fall, and I'm sure they're going to continue to try to focus on that building up to October, where they're going to have their big tournament. Again, I don't really want to sit and talk about the tournament I want to host. But let's go, Jen and Henry, with the freaking sub. Thank you, guys. It has to be two of you. It has to be Jen and Henry. But I appreciate the sub, as always. I know subs are a big deal now. But we're at 36. I still think it's wild. I think the highest point I was pushing 300. I think I had like 286 subs or something like that. It's wild. Subs have taken because they've jacked the rate up. Again, that's another reason why I want to push towards good. We'll add Henry all the time. Okay, I got you, Jen. Gotta show the universal love. I'm here for it. Anyway, yeah. So when it comes to the cards, I think that I don't think there's going to be some huge crazy massive altering thing with the card, altering attention to the cards. I think Gary's just pumped up for it. They're gonna push towards the tournaments in October by just bringing some more attention to it. And I think they're just going to continue doing what they're doing. Huge giveaways, maybe some theme stuff like they did with the Kobe Day, just to attract additional people to the show. And hopefully with that, attract more people to just be like, oh, VeeFriends is kind of neat too. So they're just going to do that and do that hard, especially holiday season's coming up. Now, the big speculation, which I think is really interesting and really fun to pay attention to, is, the holidays. Like, what are they going to do for the holidays? What kind of drops? What additional? Let's go into our conspiracy V's now, right? Our speculations. What do we think as a chat is going to occur between now and I doubt that Scuba, but there was a Juicy collab, so you never know. Between now and New Year and the New Year 2025, what is going to drop? Gary is a massive Halloween fan, so there's always going to be stuff around Halloween. Comic-Con always happens in New York City around Halloween. San Diego is in August. So I do think there's going to be another. I think we're going to see, let's see. We know that, I talked about this on Thursday for anybody who stopped by then. I do think we already know that there's going to be let me pull this up actually real quick. More stickers coming up. It was the Gift Goats number 17, I believe it was. Yep, number 17. Here, let me share this. And there's 5 characters coming out here for super stickers, so we know this. Right? So they're coming out with, it's a play kit. So we're having these interesting little gems right here. It looks like a foldable play mat with tokens rather than gems, which is also something that me and Dale came up with. And I'm going to go ahead and say, because me and Dale, they did this. I think they're going to be high quality. They'll probably be metal. It'll be a really cool little collector's item. You also get 5 packs of cards, which is technically a deck. You're going to get 5 slabs. You're going to get these 2 pins. VeeFriends trading card pin, which I think is really cool. And this Persian cat pin, which is really cool. And there's some other card too, a limited edition Gift Goat collectible card, which we're not looking at, which has the same production number as the Gift Goat card in Series 2. And then there are these character stickers with 4 options of each. There's a Harpic, the Parrot, the Narwhal, the Alligator, and the Elephant. So this is pretty cool. So here, there's 5 more character stickers coming out. I think that we're going to see 1 more sticker drop. I don't know. I think there's a good argument for 2 more. But I think we're going to see another like pin sticker drop. I think we're going to see another one. Like 2 a year kind of makes sense, honestly. And the road to VCon, the hype is sort of like was there and it's kind of going down. So I could see them coming up with another one and maybe doing something every Halloween. The only problem is you don't want to bring out like another. It would be kind of weird to come out on Halloween with like, I don't know, a bombastic baboon and just jackal and hype horse stickers. You know what I mean? Or rational rattlesnake stickers. It doesn't really coincide with Halloween. You still have to utilize those Halloween characters. So by the way, here's your community alpha. Knowing how much Gary V loves Halloween, owning some form of Halloween-based character when it comes to utility is probably smart because you're probably going to get a lot of activations or utility because Gary Vee's favorite holiday is Halloween. And he stated this a lot. So, there's also 5 CGC graded cards in there too. So this is the whole set. We have a trifold game board and metal coins. You have 5 packs of cards. You have 2 premium 18-karat gold plated VeeFriends pins. You have a limited edition gift gold collectible card. You have 5 random CGC graded cards, and you have 5 CGC graded stickers, just randomized. Pretty cool. I think there's some NFT drop as well. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Hey, pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Yeah, so Christmas pack. Yep, I could see that. You have the gnome, you have the elf. You could probably mix in some other characters and call it a Christmas type situation as well. The gift goat, who would be Father Christmas? You know what I mean? Like, who else would come in that situation? Are there any green and red type characters? I don't know. The Slan Slug is green and red. So yeah, Ambitious Angel. Yeah, that's a great one. Gentle Giant. Yeah, I can see the Angel, the Elf, Gnome. But anyway, I think that's what we're going to see. It'll be also really interesting to see how they mix in some of these lesser known characters. So they did it for the Road to VCon for the first time, where we had I guess they did it for the 0 edition. So I'll just scratch that concept because it's just true. That's a good question. On VF1 prices, I don't think they're going to go anywhere. I think, again, completely and totally not financial advice. Also, I will very openly state that I'm not a digital asset. I'm not a digital asset guy. I don't know much about the NFT market. I don't follow the NFT market at all. I would say maybe every other day I hop onto OpenSea and just kind of glance at things. I have a little bit of ETH saved, and if something really cool comes up, then I would potentially jump on it. I have a feeling that if we were going to see a dramatic drop in VeeFriends Series 1, it would have happened already. So I think I think this is kind of the floor. I think the lowest it's ever gotten is 0.5 something. I also don't know how that correlated with the ETH price, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be dramatically better than this, in my personal humble opinion. So to me, if it's just about getting a character, I think probably around now is probably not a bad time. If it's a specific character, then, my advice in that situation, you think it'll drop more, but it also hasn't, Drew. I think that's that's what's so interesting to me, is that post VCon, we didn't get the information on Series 1s. The information we received on Series 1s is that could be and most likely will be the ticket, right? Rather than it giving you a ticket, it will be the ticket, and specs will get something special. But there was no other detail to that, and that was sort of he was I can say this because I'm pretty sure this will happen. Blah, no more detail than that, right? We also don't know when the next VCon is going to be. My mindset is we're not going to see it for another probably 3 years from now, 25, 26. I would guess 27. That's my, again, pure speculation. So please do not take this. Ben Kind with the gifted subs, throwing us into a hype train. Ben, dude, I love you. My goodness. Thank you so much, buddy. Big time. Big time. Right into a level 2 hype train. I love to see it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, hype train. So I don't know. Yeah, Drew, who knows? I mean, yes, that's the other big thing that happens with NFTs that I don't follow very closely, is there's a lot of external factors that play a role in how NFTs and crypto work, right? So yeah, who just got a sub? Thanks to Ben. Dirty got one. Joseph Capalbo, Ruthless Rob, Shells, and Lex. Yes, let's go. And then the sub before that, I believe, was to Stretch from Jen and Henry. So thank you for the subs, guys. It means the world to me. Seriously, it means the world to me. So yeah, I don't know. Everybody speculates about this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Ben is amazing. Deb, I guess my statement is this. Drew, I might agree with you, but here's my question to you, Drew, and anybody else. Do you think it will drop dramatically? So what's ETH at right now? Like 3 or something like that? Do you think it's going to drop from 0.6 down to like 0.4? Yeah, there we go, Rob. That's what it's all about. Like, that's my big thing. What's up, Mark D? While it might drop, I don't think it's going to drop humongously and dramatically. Like maybe 0.5 would be the absolute lowest. And yes, okay, 0.4. See, 0.4 would be crazy. And look, there's also some crazy things. Speaking of Ben, look, a freaking rare, unwavering urchin, which is also one of the characters he was like, Gary talked about in terms of like, this is sort of the attention, a trait attention. We have adaptable, we have humility, we have unwavering, passionate, and what else was it? Maybe one more. So who knows? And who knows? Here's the one big thing, Deb. I don't foresee anything dramatic happening to make the price go way up. So I don't think it's going to hurt you to wait. I think that's a big thing. I think what will drive this up is what's up, Rev? Is a sort of a big shift in the digital crypto market, like a dramatic shift, in which you can kind of see when it happens. You'll know it's happening. So, and when there's a big announcement around the VF1s and their utility towards something, which again, I don't think is going to happen anytime soon. I think what we're going to see over the course of the next year or so is a lot of attention pushed towards the kid stuff, the TV show, additional books coming out. Look at that, epics for under 1 ETH. I mean, it's crazy. Whenever I do this, I'm like, oh, maybe I should save up and buy another. I don't need to though. Like, it'd be so cool to get a rare practical peacock or a very rare focused falcon. Oh my god. Yeah, Mark DM. Yeah. Consistent cougar. Consistency is huge. Look at this. Be the bigger person. Now we're getting up to 1 ETH. Where do the specs drop? Where's the first spec? Not the access tokens, because those are interesting. By the way, Gary did let slip that here's the first specs at 1.4. Gary did let slip that gift goats. There's probably more to gift goats. That was something a few of us were like, there's definitely going to be more to gift goats. I think there's definitely going to be more to gift goats. And Gary kind of like let that slip a little bit. So no way, Robin. That's yeah, for sure, Ben. I'm there with you. And I don't think it's going to ever go back up to where they were. I think some characters will. Like, my big story will always be that my rare Brave Bison got a 14 ETH offer, with ETH being $4,000. Like, fuck my life. That's crazy. And amazing. But like, I doubt a rare Brave Bison will ever get to that. But, I think that NFTs will sort of that crazy insane gold rush in early NFT world happened, and I think I really do think that VeeFriends has a bright future and will move quite a bit, and a lot of interesting stuff will happen. And that 10, 15, 20 years down the road, some cool stuff will happen. I really do. So I was looking at your poo. That's great. All right, so this was what I was looking at. So by the way, for those of you who don't follow me religiously on Twitter, by the way, this one's mine right there. That's what I minted for my evolving. There's this Rainbow Planet evolving, and then there's this, which is a super rare background. And then there's this Honey Island evolving. 7.5 ETH is crazy. I would kill to have this Rainbow Planet Bison. Oh my God, that would be so freaking cool. I don't know who owns it though. Probably Mohit. Anyway, I purchased this Lava Brave Bison for 0.2 ETH. What's up, Mark? Dude, that's crazy shells. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, Drew, Rainbow Planet Asher would be sick. Anyway, I put in a trade offer to the person who has the diamond, because I own the diamond VF1 and I want to slowly accumulate the diamond, sort of the diamond rainbow. And I'll get the diamond cards. Get the Diamond VF2 one of one spec, and then get the what are they called? The Iconics. Who owns the Diamond Bison Iconic? That's the real question. That's the real question. There it is. 5 ETH. Get out of here. Jump out of a cliff. Who owns that? Oh, who's that? Oh, gosh. I feel like I recognize that number. I feel like I've seen that. I mean, they have an evolving gratitude gorilla. They have, what are their VF1s? No, J-Flow, not really. I think VF2s, generally speaking, will have some mild utility here and there. Like, oh, you will get a discount here and there. Oh, you get like a modified utility with a giveaway. So for like example, the Loyal Lobster, not too long ago, there was a partnership with some seafood company and got a ton of lobster to eat. The Series 1 got like a crap ton, and the Series 2s, maybe it was like a Series 2 specs, I don't know, got like half of it. So I think that ultimately, I forget what the details were, so don't quote me on that. But I just think that Series 2 ownership, if you were like to choose between, I think that people have raised this question. Should I get like, two Series 2 specs or a core, or 2 VF2 specs or a core VF1? In my opinion, get a VF1. I just think that the ultimate utility over the course of many years, again, not for like the next year, but over the course of many years, I just think the VF1 ownership is big. Personally, the reason, hey, nice, they got those little pin things. I don't care for those, although that's kind of neat. the Gary B is kind of cool. Yeah, Mark D, I agree with that. That being said, I think, like for me, the only reason I went for that spec was because there was a side deal going on and Mohit offered it for 0.2, and I was like, 0.2 ETH for a spec. I don't really want to spend this money, but it's I got to do it. Yeah, JFlow, check activity. What is that? What is that even? Oh, that's actually their name. Very little activity. Is it one of Gary's accounts? Look at this. Common Sense Cow, Forgiving Frog, Gerbil, Beaver, Pug. These are all cores. Here's your iconics. They have my iconic that I need. What's this? Why is that like that? Oh, that means it's active. Oh, I see what they're saying. I thought that meant there was nothing happening. But yeah, it's pretty active. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, interesting stuff. It's curious to watch. I enjoy watching it. You think that's Mohit? It could be Mohit. I mean, he loves wheeling and dealing. What's up, bro? Good to see you, buddy. All right, we can keep talking about that, but I want to show off the cards that I'm submitting in my tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Shoot, Monday. Tomorrow's my son's birthday. Turning 4. All right, extra camera. That is not what I meant to do. Nice, Fro. I love it, dude. Oh, nice. Get out of here. They're close. I mean, very different ages, but that's awesome. Happy birthday to Pax, man. Send him my best. That's super cool. That's awesome being out there, man. Those are the days you're gonna look back at and just be like, the moments watching your kids develop. Oh, I mean, I do it with my kids are younger than yours, but like just watching them like achieve things. My daughter and son go to Ninja Warrior, and my daughter is like, they boosted her into this like slightly older group because she was like really. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's all boys and they're all older than her, which is crazy. And they did a testing thing, and she obviously didn't test the same way. It was really frustrating for her, and she was really trying to figure out how to do monkey bars on rings. She just turned 6. And she's trying to do monkey bars with rings, and she couldn't get it. And this one coach who was just so beautiful. When you see a coach who truly connects with kids, it's the most beautiful thing in the world because it's very, very, very rare. And this coach was just beautiful with her. and helped her understand from her perspective, from her little 6-year-old perspective, and while being very frustrated because she wanted to keep up with all the other boys. And it was kind of the end of class, and me and my wife were talking to another kid talking to another coach while my son was running all over the place, and she freaking got it. And she got her hips moving and was able to whoom to another one, got her hips moving, whoom to another one. And it was such a beautiful thing. So anyway, my point, Fro, watching your kids have those little moments, it just, man, is it something special. You know what I'm talking about. But man, is it something special. All right, who did I miss? Happy anniversary. Whose anniversary? Today and play again. Damn, that's a lot. That's a lot, Fro. Awesome. Get after it, man. That's so super cool. Anniversary was yesterday. Nice, Robin Hood. Cool. Happy anniversary to you, brother. All right, so let's go. 10 years. There we go. Yep, my wife and I's 10-year anniversary is coming up as well in 20 days as of tomorrow. Ready for this. Ready for this, people. Here is my fall. Daughter's birthday mid-August. Son's birthday September 1st. Anniversary September 20th, which will be our 10th anniversary on September 20th. Mid-October will be our third child's birthday. My wife's birthday is the end of November, and then you add all the holidays. Our fall is just wild. Our fall, but August hits, and it's just going to be insane. From there through New Year's, it's just going to be like, bah! What's up, Tab? We ain't doing much. I don't know if people want to buy. If people want to break, I have a Road to VCon case to break. I have a. There they are. I have a Road to VCon case to break. I have a Halloween pin case to break and a couple boxes to break. If people want to have some fun. All right, so here's what I'm submitting to CGC. It's already filled out. I will send it in on Monday. Tab, I love it. All right, we got a Major Moth. I have 18 cards remaining in my CGC 10 needs list to get a full set. Why am I doing that? Who the F knows? Because it's fun. So Major Moth is one that I need. So I'm sending it in. Well Connected Werewolf is one that I need. I'm sending that in. I'm not sold on these two doing it, but dude, that's crazy, Robin Hood. We have a epic Focused Falcon. Not going to say where I got that, but I got it. And I actually think it'll grade well. I don't know about a 10. If I'm lucky, it'll be a 10. These Series 1 cards, yeah, and I love Focused Falcon. I also pulled a Focused Falcon very early on in the collecting career. And so I had a mini rainbow. I pulled a core, a rare, a very rare, and an epic, and I loved it. I love Focused Falcon. Focused Falcon was up there with one of the characters I was thinking about minting when it first came out. I like Falcons. I think they're badass animals, and focus is important. And yeah, I'm all about it. So I'm happy to have gotten another one of these, and I'll submit this one to grade and see how it goes. Oh, Ruth, let's see. I'm going to have to. Present B-Day, November 30th. Christmas done the 20th. My birthday, oh my gosh. Yeah, that's insane, dude. Fro. Speaking of epics, there's a. That being said, is that inside or outside? That's inside. Shitskis. Hold on. I don't need that to cause any scratches on my card. You'll also notice in the past 3 or 4 submissions, I have not added that little extra thing to pull the cards out. I don't know why. Do I have any CGC 10 epics? I do not. I don't think I own a single epic as a 10. I have a 9.5 self-aware hair, but I think I own one epic. I have a 9 Gary B. I have a 9 Pigeon. I have a 9 Bison. Those might be the only ones I own, actually, if I'm being honest. What's up, Grenier? All right, these next cards are not mine. They are pulled from VCon. I forget who pulled them off the top of my head. I have it written down. The hamster is Mikey JY. The Honorable Ohm 1 of 1 diamond is Stretch Katie. The Bubbly Buzzard 2 of 2 is Gary from Rochester, New York. Semi-neighbor of mine. The 7 of 8 rare profound possum is Jaya, and the core rational rattlesnake is Joanne's. So I'm submitting those. We'll see what happens for them. Yeah, Jay Flo, the buzzer was pretty cool. Oh, damn, Grenier. Yeah, have fun with that, dude. All right, I'm submitting these two. There was no option for them, so I had to create my own submission. There's only one Uno option in CGC, and it's like Uno Uno Marvel. So I had to sort of like make up something here. Let's see what happens. So we'll see what happens with those bad boys. But I got Justin Herbert in there, the Sauce Gardner in there, which Gary was like, if you pull that, I'll make a big trade. And then it turns out every single person pulled that. So it's just hysterical. Misinformation there. I am trying to go for a full set of cores and shimmers. My grades were okay for my shimmers when I submitted them at National, but I have these. I have the Viper, which I actually pulled at Mikey JY bought me a box on a road to VCon, and I pulled this in that box, which is pretty cool. Got the the Giraffe, the Dolphin, the Wizard, the Firefly, the Armadillo, and the Tremendous Tiger. And then these are other ones I pulled. I might as well just submit them, see what happens. An Astro, because my son loves it. Kind Warrior and the Giraffe. Our good friend NFT Katie from England got me one of these. J Flow. Let's talk about that in a second. Robin Hood. Let me check in a second, dude. I'll check. So she gave me this. She brought a pack from England for me, which was awesome, and I pulled this. So I'll submit it. It looks pretty clean. I like to analyze because I found out on some of the stickers that some of the goopiness gets on the front. If any of you saw AT had a huge submission back and got some really bad grades, got a couple really good ones, but some like some CGC 5s, which was just crazy to me. These stickers are really interesting. So I'm curious. We have this bad boy. There you go, Scuba. Bad boy. Which I pulled on stream with Dale just the other day after VCon because I was like, I'm going to open a box. And I pulled that, which was amazing. Mark, I'll talk about that in a second. I have a very rare monster that I pulled. And it might have been that same exact thing. I have a core Persian cat, which I think is going to grade well. And I have two of these because I'm still hunting a pristine. So that's going to be my submission. I'm also, this is kind of an interesting, here's a controversial take. I'm submitting these. These are all old label 9.5s. I have 6 of them. Baboon and Principal Praying Mantis. Most of these I got at National and at VCon. And the Robin, there you go. And I'm submitting these because if I want a full 10 set, these are technically 10s. And I want my 10 set to say 10. Even though we all know that this is a 10, this needs to say 10. Here is the controversy. All right. That the regrade, it should come back a 10. Like, I pay $5. These 6 cards will come back as CGC 10s. The negative is that when you scan the old label right here, all 6 of these are Gary originally owned. When they redo it, they will not be Gary originally owned anymore. I believe. If anybody has, I'm pretty sure of that. So that's what I'm sort of what I'm quote unquote risking, if you will. Personally, there's a couple people I know who are like really into Gary originally owned. They think it's a big deal. They think it's going to be a big deal. I personally don't think they'll be a big deal. They will stay at still fro. I just remember a couple people saying they won't and they don't. And I feel like I remember VeeFriends confirming that. But if they stay that way, fantastic. Then disregard everything I'm just saying. All right. So that's that. Again, let's do this now. That's not what I wanted. Wait, where'd that go? Oh, that's what. All right, there we go. All right, cool, Fro. Awesome. All right, so Mark, you asked, how do you know how they will grade? That's sort of the risk with grading, dude. And I had a really hard time. I had a whole bunch of sports cards I wanted to grade. And what's funny is I have yet to grade them. And it's been like 3 years. When I started getting back into my cards, I was like, I'm gonna grade, sports cards. I have so many sports cards, and I had like 100 sports cards I was gonna send to PSA. And that fear of just the unknown of grading, I was like, I just never did it. And then for some reason, I just did it with the VeeFriends cards. I submitted my first, no, actually, my first ever submission was to PSA with VeeFriends cards. And for some reason, I was just like, I'm just going to do it. I actually sent in a bunch of my cards, and Tom sent me a bunch of his cards. I sent him in, and we did a reveal on the show before VCon. And then at VCon 2, CGC was there, and I submitted like 100 cards with them at that point. And then it was just like, now I'm just like a submission freaking robot. It's crazy. So you don't know. The more you do it, the more you just sort of get a hang of what looks good and what doesn't. Like for example, the stickers. The stickers were like, there's some uncertainty. And what I do is I just sort of use stuff that comes back. Like I didn't obviously submit these. Somehow when VeeFriends submits them, they're all 10s. Interesting. And these are also the lesser quality ones, anyway, that doesn't matter. Like this one came back a 7. What I found, and I don't see it on this, is that some stickers, like the sticky part of it, has come out on the edge of it. So I actually, so what I do when I submit the stickers now is I take one of these things and I scrub it down like crazy just to try to make sure that that's clean. The second thing I've found, and I think this actually plays a role because this is another example of it. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but the stickers have seams in their print. Now it's not a seam in the sticker. So if you look at the pigeon, by the way, this is for sale. If anybody wants this, I'll sell it for $150. Negotiable. $150, but it's negotiable. If you look very closely at how the sticker is set up, especially along the edges, it's all like the checkered aspect of it is very fluid. All the lines are part of it. There's nothing, are part of it. When you go to this one, which came out as a 7, along this edge right here, again, I don't think you're gonna be able to see it. There's actually like a seam. And again, like I said, I've paid very close attention to this now. It's not actually a seam in the sticker itself. I think it's like part of their printing process. So maybe it's like a cut line if you try. The magnifier doesn't matter because I can see it. The answer. So like it's very obvious. So but at first I was like, well, it's not actually part of the that's what I'm saying. Like it's very obviously not like a line in the sticker. It's part of the print. And every single one of my bad grade stickers has that line in it. Every single one. That being said, not every single one of my good grade stickers does not have it in there. Meaning there are some of my good grade stickers that do have that line. Most of them don't. So it could have been something that's missed. So Mark, that's another thing with grading is there's a lot of human error. Like there's a good you could there's a chance I could crack this open and resubmit it and they'll give me an 8.5. Who knows? So the stickers, when the going trend that we've definitely found is when you self-submit the stickers, the grades are not as good as the cards self-submitting because there's a lot of stuff we just don't know. I feel pretty good about my stickers. I submitted a whole bunch of stickers at National, and they graded very, very well. I think my worst grade on a sticker was an 8.5. It was a Shimmer Viper. Who asked about a sticker? Oh, Shimmer Dolphin. Let me check. I don't think I do. I don't have a lot of extra shimmers. I traded a lot and sold a lot. Gave away a lot. I have a hollow dolphin. I have a Viper Dolphin. And I do not have a Shimmer Dolphin. So, Robin Hood, if you want a holo and a Viper, let me know. I'm more than happy to assist that process for you if you have any interest in. All right, sounds good. Yeah. So anyway, here are my sports cards that have been ready for submission to PSA. I will send these to PSA, not CGC, because yes, when it comes to the argument of CGC, PSA, all these other grading companies, when it comes to non-VeeFriends cards, PSA, just do PSA. Oh, this is interesting. I think my YouTube thing got shafted with my music in the background. I'm just going to close it. It's probably running my computer now. All right. So we have a nice little Ellie De La Cruz Bowman First rookie right here, which I think is getting that as a CGC or PSA 10 will be great. We'll talk about that in a second, Joseph. We have a whole bunch of Shohei Ohtani rookies. I think that is, if you're talking about a player to invest in baseball-wise, he is a sure bet. I got these all back in 2019 for like nothing. I have a LeBron James like specialty card. This isn't like a great card, but it's his second year card. 2008, maybe it's a third year. I think maybe it was a 2006 rookie. So it's not a crazy card, but if it's a little bit off-centered, but if this grades well, I think it'll actually be a really nice card. I have a Bo Jackson rookie, which I think is super sharp. I sold a PSA 9 for $35. So it's not like a crazy, amazing card. If it's a 10, here's what's crazy about PSA. As a 9, it'll be $35. As a 10, it'll be like $125 or something like that. So it's a massive difference. We don't see that with CGC VeeFriends cards unless it's a banger character. We have a Sam Vincent card. For those of you who don't know anything about these two in the 91, is this 91? 1990 NBA Hoops. Michael Jordan is right there, and it's the only time he's ever not worn 23 in a Bulls uniform. So that's kind of a cool card. And I had like 20 of these cards. This is the only one I think will grade well. The Mark Jackson card, I have 2. I have like 20 of these as well, but only 2 that I think will grade well. We have the brothers. What are their names? Chat, what are their names? They were like being investigated for murdering their parents and ultimately, and during this photo. Menendez, thank you, Shells. The Menendez brothers. They were actually being investigated during this photo. So that's a pretty wild collectible. So hopefully I get a 10 on those. I think they're like a couple $100 at a 10. So they're pretty cool. I have a Steph Curry rookie card, which I think will grade pretty well. I have a Michael Jordan second year. I have 2 of these. The other one has a pen mark on it. This one I think will grade probably like a 9, I hope. I have a Kobe Bryant rookie, which is off-center. Won't be a 10 unless I'm really lucky. I have a Kobe Bryant second year with the cast on. I have this unique thick card. Oh, nice, Soggy. All right, that's solid, dude. Okay. All right, 350. Damn, okay. Badass. Let's hope I got to send these in. Let's hope I get a good grade. This is like a thick card, a couple Pujols rookies. I don't think Pujols rookies will be huge because he's such a legendary player, but he just doesn't hold the same fame as like a Griffey or something like that, even though he should. But I like Pujols. This was my favorite player growing up. I never wanted to submit anything, but you know what? I like him. If I could get one good graded Canseco card, I'd be happy. I feel like this might be. Anyway, whatever. I have a Deion Sanders rookie, which would be great. I have a Derek Jeter rookie, which I just found in my cards, which I think will grade really well. $25, definitely not. Raw, probably like 50. I have a Bryce Harper second year Bowman Chrome. Actually, this might be a rookie. No, it's 2011, so no, it's not. But still, Harper's huge. The special inserts are big too. Anybody recognize this? This is a Sports Illustrated card. I'm so mad at myself. This is the story that all collectors have. I had every single Sports Illustrated card known to man. These are weird grades because they were tearaway cards. And my understanding of this, I actually think this Bo Jackson will grade well. I had the most. Who here knows collectibles and knows sports cards enough? What is the most expensive Sports Illustrated for Kids card in the market today? Who can do that without looking it up? Anybody know? Give it to me, people. This is a great trivia question for everybody. And makes me realize that I know a lot about older sports cards, and I should probably do something with that knowledge. Anyway, it's not coming up. Nobody knows. It's Mia Hamm. Mia Hamm. Nope, not Tiger. Mia Hamm. It's her rookie card. And a PSA 10 Mia Hamm rookie card goes for like, I don't know. In the height of stuff like 3 or 4 years ago, it was like, yeah, J-Lum, it was like $4,000 or something like that. So I was looking everywhere for all my cards and I couldn't find them, but the Bo Jackson was in there because I have a whole Bo Jackson collection because I loved Bo Jackson. So bummer. I have a Garrett Cole Bowman First rookie chrome card. This is a great freaking specialty card of a legendary pitcher. Again, not going to be crazy insane because even though his stat line is just ridiculous, he just doesn't hold the same fame as like a Clemens or even like a Pedro Martinez or something like that. I have a nice Julio Rodriguez rookie chrome insert or parallel. Decent. I don't think he's going to have the same career as like Ellie De La Cruz, but still a good rookie card to have. I have a Tatis Jr. rookie card. I have a Jose Altuve rookie card from 2011. Tops, man, oh man, and I have the blue parallel in the base. I really wish I had the Mike Trout, and I have the Ken Griffey Jr. Legendary, the number 1 card you can own in baseball during the junk wax era. First card in the set, rookie card, first year ever of Upper Deck. And for those of you who haven't heard the story of this card, my mother-in-law, I actually have another one that is just horribly off-centered. And my mother-in-law, I guess somebody died in her town or something like that, and she found a shoebox full of baseball cards. And she brought it to me. It was like, here you go. And this was just sitting raw. It was like crap cards, like bad cards, like not even like well-known names. But this was just in the pile of cards in a shoebox raw. Had probably been sitting in a like without any, not even a penny sleeve or anything like that. Had probably been sitting in the shoebox for 20 years. And besides some off-centeredness on the back, the edges and corners look fantastic. Not maybe slight off-centered that direction on the front. So pretty wild. If that gets a 10, it's going to be a fantastic card. It would be like one of my favorite in my collection. So that's my sport card submission. Let's do a rip. Let's do a turkey pack rip. What do you guys think? We here for it? Oh, McFrog, you are. I mean, I want to get it. I want to get it graded. Oh, by the way, so somebody asked about this, right? Who asked about this? Oh, Joseph. This you didn't know. How could you not know? This is the newest official, totally not official, VeeFriends character, the strong silverback. This is not official. My man Barlocker made this for me because I am definitely dropping hints left and right with more and more fitness stuff to have a character related to fitness. So this is the strong silverback. Barlocker came up with it, and I love it. And we didn't even go crazy and make it a 75, right? We were humble and kept it a 73 score. I mean, come on. So there may or may not be a hat coming out that looks very much like the corduroy. It's not a corduroy hat, but it'll say strong, and it'll have the silverback character on the side, just like the VeeFriends hats. So, McFrog, we can talk, but I definitely want to get it submitted. Can we open up a turkey pack? Let's do it. I have like 4 of them. And if anybody wants to rip anything, let me know. We can rip some stuff. I got some stuff. All right, here we go. What are our predictions, everybody? What do you guys think? What's it going to be? Obviously, the looks super centered in the back. Obviously, the big hits are the of 71. Not bad. I like these. I like the backs of these. You have that subtle VF in the background, the curved VeeFriends, the black cat with the NJ tail. Those of you who don't know, that's the little thing. The tail is technically an N and a J combined. That's the whole tail. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and Philadelphia. Meh, womp womp. Pink ice. All right, let's see if I can show this. You know what? I think that I think the seam that you might see on it. Oh yeah, yeah. Would be no, not on this. And you won't be able to see it, but along this edge, ever so subtly. Wow, that's bright. Sorry, ever so subtly along this edge, you can see like a little smearing. So anyway, we got that going on. Cool. Cool dude. What's this over here? Oh, another. Anyways, let's see. I do like. I'm here. I'm going between $33 and $34 shipped per box. $33 and $34 shipped per box. That's what I would. That's there's got to be a red devil in this one. There's got to be a red devil in here. 33 and $34 shipped. Let's. How about this? How about we do? Wait, I don't even have. I'm showing my hand cam, and there's nothing even in there. I don't even have my hand cam up. All right, so let's talk about this. What would people like? I'm also so curious about the fairy being in there. $34 for one box, $33 for each subsequent box. So if you want two boxes, one's 34, one's 33. If you want three boxes, one's 34, two are 33. That's what I'll do. And also, if people want this, if anybody wants in, I won't require all 10 to sell to rip it. If like 4 people want a box, I'll rip it open, we'll open 4. Yeah, we can do a case for I'll do 330. I'll do a case for 330 shipped. I'm down for that. Contemplate no more. Just do it. It's fun. We'll have fun. I might even open a personal box of cards if you do that. If you do that, I'll open up a personal box of cards. What do you think about that? And what else is there going on? Oh, by the way, for those of you who don't know, we do have a vaulted. What do they call it? A vault. I forget what they're calling it, but they're having their like field day or whatever it is. It's like a single day of big discounts. It's like 15% off of everything. Crazy big deals. You get a free pack with every order. They'll probably do tons and tons of giveaways with their little vaulted genie. For those of you who don't know what vaulted is, I'll do a flex while I also show off the vaulted air display. If you're big into like this holds PSA and CGC, they also have one for SGC because they're bigger. They have Funko Pop things. They have these awesome, the best cases on the face of the planet cases. These awesome things that more flexing. And then I have a big one back there. You can see the big one on the floor right there. That has all my bison in there. But yeah, they're so good. I'm probably gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 18. I should probably get like if I'm being honest, I should probably get like 3 or 4 more of these. I don't think I'm gonna be able to display my entire CGC 10 because I would need another line. And then I think that would be 90. Another line would be 180. So that, yeah, and then they wouldn't fit. So the only way I'd be able to do it is if I took my face down, which I'm not opposed to doing actually. So yeah, so definitely check out Vaulted. That's big. Yeah, Fro, do this. You get this case. I want to do something kind of fun with a box of Series 2s. I want to open it on camera and then grade. Yeah, Soggy. Honestly, dude, I really want that. I think that'd be so cool. I think that would look really cool. I thought about it a lot. I've seen pictures of it. In the offices, in the VeeFriends offices, they have, I don't know how many it is, but it's a lot. It's like they have tons and tons of wall space, and they have a really, really cool one. And it looks so good. It really looks so good. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I think you're up to 9. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I would like more. I think it would look. I mean, I like this look. I really do, but I think it would look way cooler. The vaulted would look cooler. That frame, the black frame around everything, it's just, I don't know. It looks way better. I like I said, I'm not opposed to taking that down and making that whole entire wall a vaulted display. I think that would be really. I think that would be freaking hot. So hot. I need to stand up. So we'll see. We'll see. Because I've also messed around. I've been talking to a buddy of mine who like has a connection with one of those like I don't know, those cool like display. Sometimes they're neon, sometimes they're wood. But like doing like a metal, like a metal logo. I think that'd be pretty sweet. 9 of them. Soggy, do you have them all up? Like, are they all hanging? That's the other thing is I don't have. I have 4 of them. I want to put all like my favorite characters in there. That's what I want them for the vaulted. But I don't have them hanging. That's the other problem. I actually hang them up. Some of the content I want to make around cards, and this is what I'm going to do. So, oh, by the way, here's a little bit of how do I do this? This is like secret alpha. 7 in bar. Oh, okay. Oh, holding on to them. I like it. There's a decent probability a personal Series 1 box will be opened this coming month. I have something very special coming up that I won't announce until probably after it happens. And I'm going to probably open up a Series 1 box during that special thing. And I don't know if it'll be live or it'll be live streamed, if I'll live stream it, if somebody else will live stream it, or I'll just utilize the content afterwards. So we'll see. And that's all I'll talk about it. Anyway, so we might be opening up the road to VCon. But some of the content I like. So if any of you guys are into, other card breaks and stuff like that, personally, one of my favorite styles of them are when people are like, I just opened up a $1,000 box or case of cards, and they pop it up. Where they're like, I opened up a $250 box of cards or a $20 pack of cards. Did I make my money back? And then they swipe, they pull the cards, and they have the little ticker of the price and stuff like that. I think those are really, really good content of cards. And personally, I think that's one of the number one questions most people have around cards is what's the value, what's the worth. When it comes to most other cards, what's like the like what are the best boxes to buy? What are the best cases to buy? What are the best packs to buy with your potential biggest hits? We kind of know this with VeeFriends because there's really only a couple things you can get. 10 years down the road, this might be very different. Like Pokemon, they come out with new things every freaking few months. Sports cards, they come out with things annually, and then like they have the 2024 drops in like January of 2024, and then throughout the year they have Series 2 tops, and they have updates, and they have all of these other different brands that come out, and all globally and stuff like that. So there's a lot of really cool things you can do with them. So the number one question most people have who aren't really on top of things is what's the worth of things. And so I personally really enjoy that style of content, and I want to try to mix in some more of those. The other thing that I think is really fun too, there's a guy, it's not Gucci Breaks. He owns a sporting goods store. Cool dude. And one of his main pieces of content that he does on a regular basis is he's like, I opened up a $1,000 box of, Prism hockey cards, and I graded every single one with SGC. He's a big SGC fan, so his content is him ripping the card, and then it cuts to the grade reveal. So each one of these videos is over the course of a couple weeks. I think he probably submits it with like the higher end stuff that comes back really fast. I think that's a really cool thing too. He doesn't put the value of the card necessarily. Sometimes he'll comment on it, but that's a really fun little thing to watch as well. Personally, I think it's fun to watch. For those of you who want interesting content of like not on buying into breaks, but just sort of watching breaks. Oh man, I posted something about him the other day. He's like this younger looking guy. His hair is super slicked back. I think his name is Adam or Alex. I posted him at the sports card investor Jeff Wilson's card shop, Cards HQ, as like, hey, this is what the card world is like outside of VeeFriends. He's a super cool guy. He does a lot of stuff with kids, as does Jeff Wilson. Really, really good stuff. Really good content all around. All right, so there's a decent chance this Road to VCon box is going to get broken. Does anybody want to go halvesies on a Series 2 box with me? I have switched into a mode of what I'm doing with my cards. Yeah, so. I also have a crap ton of packs from other cards stuff, so. But let's do this. And I'll use this for content. So, chat, you get to be part of this fun for me to produce some cool content. So, what will I say around this? That I'm opening up a $300 box of cards. I'll do a box battle if anybody wants to do it. Orange box. I'm opening up a $350 box of VeeFriends cards. Will I make my money back? That's what I'm doing now. Okay, so let's do it. I'll box battle. My box versus your box. Sure, Nath. I'll do that with you. My content will be different, but that's fine. That's fun. Here, hold on. Let me send you an invite. I'm just gonna put it right here in the chat. I mean, if you actually want to. If not, I'm just gonna rip it. I was gonna rip it anyway. So. What? Interesting. Let's see. We can still do it. Actually, if Nate comes on here, I can still do that. Is it worth it stuff? So we can value the boxes at 350 ish. Then Nate's revealing cards, me revealing cards. I can try to edit in a ticker for like the value of that card. That'd be kind of fun. We can do that. That'd be sweet. The real question is, can I get? Maybe we'll just do face-to-face cam on it. Nate, how many more minutes do you want, buddy? I wonder how 3. Okay. All right. Come on. Can I do this? Oh, what else is new, everybody? Who else is in here? Who hung around? We got a few subs. That was nice. It's always nice to have. I'm curious to see sort of how boxes continue to go. Like if I'm right about my prediction about when Series 3 comes out, which won't be until like next year sometime, like what happens over the course of the next year, while we sort of wait for that. Obviously, they're going to continue coming out with VeeFriends will continue to come out with more and more product. Obviously, they have to. It's sort of like the only way. Content and product. The show will be great because it's content that'll attract people, but all companies they maintain their growth and interest by offering a product to buy. So I think we'll see more things like Road to VCon. Like I think that pin drop was such a smart one, and I think we're going to see it. I don't think so, Mark. That's an interesting idea. McFrog, I'm going to send them into PSA. Baseball cards go to PSA for me. Mark, that's an interesting idea. Personally, I don't think so. I think what will happen. I think it'll be like a hard turn. Like we're gonna transition. It's like they might not call it Series 3. They might want to differentiate between things, but my personal opinion is that Series 2 will become just a scaled level of collectible like Series 1. I don't necessarily even think it'll be usable per se in the new version of the game. We were talking about this on new characters, Lex. I don't think so. Gary did mention new characters, but in a very different context of like bringing on new characters. I mean, as much as I want Strong Silverback to be a new character, I think it'll be more like a character that people interact with. So the way he said that, and then people were like, what? And then he sort of responded, like reeling it back, being like, no, not like, a new, I don't know, Brave Beaver. There we go, Tab, a Brave Beaver. But more along the lines of like, hey, in the TV show, there's going to be like a girl. Like, for those of you who saw the introduction little snippet of the new TV show, it started off with like a couple seconds of a girl in her room being like, oh, they don't understand me. And the V-Dome was actually in her computer, right? So what I could see is that we're going to see regular characters that sort of interact within the VeeFriends universe that aren't VeeFriends characters per se, right? So maybe that girl's name is Lex, and she becomes a mainstay within the VeeFriends universe who sort of interacts with them, if that makes sense. That's how I interpreted it, or I viewed it all. So yes, new characters, but in a very different way. In terms of the game, that's another thing. Like maybe they get special inserts 10 years from now on, some weird new evolution of stuff. Yeah, Mark. There he is. What's up, Nath? Oh, he's muted. You're muted, broskies.
There's that.
That's it. Hello. What's happening? Good to see you, man.
You too, man. What's happening?
Not much. Well, let me finish this one thought real quick. Mark, again, complete and total speculation, and I love all of it. My prediction is that we get. So Mark says he thinks there's going to be like expansion stuff before Series 3. I don't think so. I think it's going to be like a hard shift into a totally new product. Basically, that's again, who knows? Who the F knows? Who the F knows? All right, so Nate, here's my idea: is I wanted to do this little thing. I want to do this little thing where I'm like, okay, I have a $350 box of cards, of VeeFriends cards. Did I make my money back? So we can still do it, and I can use both of us to see card for card, which is valued more, that sort of thing. Definitely. So I figure we can just sort of card for card reveal, or even simultaneously reveal pack for pack type situation.
Yeah, we'll just go pack for pack and work through it as we go. What do you reckon?
Yeah, that works. Do you want to go like you do a pack, I do a pack, you do a pack, so on and so forth, or do we do it simultaneously?
Yeah, whatever works for you, man.
Come on, Nate. You're supposed to have strong opinions.
This
is what I know about you.
I have strong opinions.
I mean, whether they're serious or not, who knows? But yes, you do. Oh, man. Oh, I have to hold them up. Ugh. Gross. That works. That does work.
I'm using top loaders as a Stanley knife to cut this fucking box open.
Nice, I like it. How many boxes do you have?
Yeah, a few, maybe more than a few.
Oh yeah. You don't want to divulge the total number?
No, because it's often changing.
Oh, that's fair. Like 200 to 400. All right, hold on. Hold it back up. So we each bought a $350 box of VeeFriends cards. I mean, I'll do the voice.
You might have.
$450 card, $250. It's always higher value. Who knows? I will openly admit, actually, I've gotten a handful of boxes recently at $250 each.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the prices and interest have gone down quite a bit. Ben, come on! All right, we got to pull a 1-to-1. Ben will give 20 subs if I pull a 1-to-1. Ben pulling the best Gary V we can do. All right, let's just go. I'll do a pack. You do a pack.
What tape have you got? What tape is on yours? The OG or you got the clear?
Old tape.
Yeah, same. Oh, the clear.
Yeah, clear tape. That was the first iteration of it. All right, I'll do a pack. You do a pack. All right, on the
You haven't shuffled, have you?
Nope. Ching, there's 50 cents. Ching, there's 50 cents. Oh, there we go. Rookie card. Boom. All right, your turn. Shit.
Right.
Old tape versus new tape. That's what this is.
What we got? Lit land.
This might be the good pack. Yeah, it is. And a hungry hammerhead. I haven't seen that in a while, actually.
Might go from the back. What do you reckon?
Oh, I don't know. That's sneaky. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Can't claim. I don't know. Nothing good.
Astro?
It's got to be an Astro, surely.
Yeah, nice. Look at that. We know this.
Inspire me for the rest of the box now.
We know this so well. All right.
Yeah.
Diamond Hands Hen. Quick Quail. Gracious Grasshopper. Grateful Gar. I didn't even check for foils. 77. Yeah, that was kind of interesting. 2 70s back to back.
Yeah. Right. My turn, isn't it?
Let's get it, Nate. What's the best card you've ever pulled? What's the best card you've ever pulled in your life? That's a nice little question to ask all around. Now I got you.
No, it would be either the insert jellyfish or the insert gnome, which I don't have any more of the drawing, so...
Yeah, you still pulled it, though.
That's right.
Yeah.
What we got?
Cougar.
The Cougar.
Dragonfly, nice. Oh, hey, I got Angel too, nice.
Strange to pull that one in this pack.
There we go. Chill Chinchilla. Proactive Piranha. Clever Croc. Badass Bulldog.
Let's go. No hits yet.
No hits yet. I mean, you have the best card. You have the best card so far, for sure.
Right. Let's go hitting this pack. What are 3 packs in?
Let's go, baby.
Tier 2 pack already done. It's bound to be in here.
I'm gonna get no hits in this whole box. Nothing. No hits in either of our boxes. Ooh, nice. You're definitely getting the higher score cards. Rhino.
The Rhino and the Mojo Mouse.
All right. Beetle. Yep. Oh, there we go. Oh, this might be my good pack. Right in the middle, too. Oh, boy. Oh, there we go, Ben. That's worth 20 subs. Come on. Nope. Hey, that started your good pack. Come on, foil.
It's not looking promising at the moment, is it?
$3 easy, yeah. Maybe more like $250. $250 plus shipping, Ben. $250 plus shipping.
Righto, we're starting off with a good one.
Here we go. We got something shiny.
Another 70. No, I don't think there's any short. No, there's nothing in there.
No? Okay.
No.
Blobfish.
And the Ram.
Ram, nice. All right, here we go. I still didn't even check. I don't know. Oh, yeah, I got something in there. All right, so we got that one. Oh, there we go. I got it. Good. I'll pull from the back. Nice clown.
The clown. Right. 64. Very
rare.
rare.
100 of 500. 68. Ooh,
Parrot.
Nice. I'll take that.
Parrot.
A 100 of 500. That's a cool cereal right there.
For the parrot, it is.
Take it. Robin Hood, I do not know that. Ben, I don't know why you're not in the chat, but yeah, it's there. All right, cool. Where's your foil?
I have no idea.
In the last 3 packs.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Gecko.
Go fit.
Coyote. A zebra. And the dragonfly.
All right, let's see. No foil on this. Kiwi, Wasp, Condor, and Dachshund. Anna. What's up, Shepard? I guess we're not really battling per se. We're just having fun. We're scratching the itch, Nate. That's what we're doing. Scratching the itch.
That's pretty much it. It's sitting here and it's been really getting at me to open a box.
Right, that's fair. I kind of want to just get rid of all my boxes. I just don't want them in the house anymore. I'll save one, and that's it. What's up, David? What's up, Big Dave? Ben with the gifted sub. He mixed one in because of the urchin. Let's go.
Still no hits.
Oh, man.
How many packs are we down now? 5, 6?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left. 7 left. Let's go, Ben. Way to hook up, BroFit.
6 packs in and no hit.
Maybe they'll all be in the last one. They're gonna mix them in. Nothing here, but this is a little bit of a tier 2 right here with the Tranquil Toad. Warm Wolverine. Shout out to Barlocker. Greater Crab and Gracious Grizzly. Here we go. Come on, Shiny. Come on, Shiny.
Come on, Gift Goat.
Oh, boo. That would be so big. Oh, my gosh. What the shit?
Still nothing.
You got some good scores, though. That's worth $2. Oh, there we go. Get that pigeon. Get that cockroach. Oh, that's a good core pack. Good core pack.
It's definitely a good battle box, this one.
Yes, that's for sure. Yes. No shiny on this one. Lobsters. Wrong pigeon. Benevolent Barn Owl and Magnanimous Maltese. That was a shit score box right there. Shepard, that'd be huge if that happens. That would make me happy if that happens. Come on, Nate. Give us something shiny right here. Bring on that shine. Bring on that shine.
Go on,
yes,
finally.
Okay. Not a full scam box. That's good. Okay.
second one in.
All right, good. Hermit crab.
Crabs.
Let's go. A sugar glider. Come on, baby.
Ugh, rare.
Looks shiny to me. Rare 4 something.
496 or 500.
Come on, be a black cat. Oh,
it's not a black cat.
Definitely a black cat. Oh no!
Wow, that's rough.
Nothing in this one.
Bit of a
dedicated.
Bit of a fuck you sort of box, isn't it?
Gracious. The kangaroo, the common sense cow, the Texas tarantula. I like it.
Wow.
All right, we got 4 more for me after this. You'll get 2 more foils now. Wait to the end with some bangers. It's got to happen. It's got to happen.
Nothing in this one.
All right. OG.
OG.
There's your tarantula,
At least
Dave.
we're backing it up. And the cheetah.
All right, here we go. All right, so as of now, based on my question, did we make our money back? So far, definitely not. All right,
nope.
This one, Dog. Hey, the Brave Bison. We definitely made our money back now.
Well, maybe. Does anyone want to buy some VeeFriends cards for $20 a card?
There we go. I like that.
Fuck.
Come on.
Right, we've got Tab in this pack.
There we go. Beaver. We got
Tab
Beaver there. Lip.
Oyster. And the frog.
There's a nice little low score pack. Come on, shiny.
It's a good little spread. Good little spread, this box.
Yeah, I agree with that. Nothing in this. Looks like we might both have two foil boxes. Ermine, Just Jackal. Well, Wily Wild Boar and the Respectful Raccoon. Holy shit.
3 to go.
Oh my goodness, Nate.
Nope.
Man, oh man, yeah, two foils all around. There's your parrot.
There's the wrong cat.
Wrong cat.
And
It's a jellyfish. Show me a beaver. Come on. Come on. Foil in each of these last two. That's what we're looking for. Not in this one. So hopefully the last one. Camel. Dope. Dodo. Salamander. And here's a transfer. That was a really low score pack. All right, here we go. Last two packs for you. Last pack for me. Let's get a bang. Let's get a big banger here.
I've got one in this one.
All right, good.
So I'm going to do the other pack.
All right, sounds good. That works. I like it.
But it looks like it's a two-hit box. Yep.
Oh.
Dolphin, the grizzly, the tick, and the hamster.
All right, there better be a freaking foil in here. And there better be like crazy shine on it. All right, there is a foil. There is a foil in here. It's not a crazy shine. Third spot. All right, so we have the cowboy. Wrong cat. From the back. Moss baller cat.
Big rare, big rare. Come on.
495 of 500. Not a bison because I already have
Come
that.
on, tarantula. Well, I've got the 496.
Juicy.
Yeah, juicy gag.
That's worth $15. Definitely did not make my money back.
Green's good, isn't it?
Pretty good by my math, yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't have one of those. Right.
Tab, that's right. This is definitely a JP right there.
We've got the mammoth. Macro marker. It's going to be a. What do we got? At least give it a very rare. Yes.
It is a very rare. There we go. 17 or 12.
12 of 100.
Right.
Make it big. Come on. Go big.
Toad? Bad intentions. Bad intentions. Oh, tortoise. All right, Ben. I'll take, $20 it works.
Now, as a quick recap for everyone, these are the boxes that we sell spots for and sell packs.
Great.
Yes? Yes?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, so you definitely had a better box overall. I mean, I think I only had maybe 2 70s in this entire box. Like, what were some of my good cards? I had an Angel, which is a rookie. I had a 555 fan. I might have only had two 70s.
Yeah, I picked up
Art Trooper 555 fan. You had a whole bunch of 70s at least.
That was rough.
Yeah, that was pretty shitty. Hold on.
David, I think it is. I'm only getting about the first 4 letters of your name.
Big Dave.
On Twitter. Yeah, Dave. At Brumby Wild. There you go.
All right, Drew, I'll take it. All right, so yeah, my core is probably my most valuable core is like the
Twitter at Brumby Wild, man.
So right off the top of my head, the rare parrot at a 100 of 500 is a pretty solid card. So let's say the boxes are $300. This box all combined on a good day, currently, I probably made about maybe $100, maybe $100 off this box. So pretty shit.
That's another 70.
But
yeah,
a 100 of 500 parrot. That's pretty. That was probably the hit of the night right there. What's up, PR? What's going on, buddy? Wompity womp womp. Wompity womp womp. That's how it goes, though. I would say I fully have lost count at this point, but I probably opened shit. It's got to be pushing 500 boxes at this point. It's got to be. And I would easily say the vast majority of my boxes were like that. Shepherd, it's interesting, yeah. The value of boxes is going down right now. Again, this is something I said, which pissed off Barry like crazy, was that the market's settling a little bit, meaning boxes are coming down to sort of meet the relative price I think based on the general card value right now, I think a box should be worth around $250. That's what they should be worth, right? Because if your average box, you pull $100 to $150 worth of cards, then a $250 box of cards kind of makes sense based on your, I don't know, what's your cost loss evaluation. I don't even know what you call it, right? Like
you risk over reward.
Yeah. I mean, like you pull a halfway decent box and you're going to make your money back. And for the most part in sports card world, you're going to lose money by ripping boxes. Like that's just the case. And every now and like, every 10 boxes you open, you might, every 5 or 6 boxes you open, you might break even on a box. Every 10 boxes or 8 or 10 boxes you open, you might make a profit on that box. So with that in mind, I think that $250 is the right valuation on a Series 2 box right now. Right? Correct. The cards have sort of stayed, like they've settled into a point. I think this is the longest, and also through like going right through a big event like VCon, this is the longest the cards have stayed within their relative value. So like, the lower tier tier ones, like the Ninja, the Robot, those ones have settled in that 150 range and have stayed there for like a solid 6, 7, 8 months. That's the longest in the 2 years that these cards have been around. That's the longest they've survived within a single range. So to me, that's a settling of the market. So Phantom Gary, if you're listening, I am 100% right. I don't even know why you'd take offense to that. And this has been proven. He did take offense to it because people at the office said that. Mark, sports cards are definitely not $7.69 a card. Maybe a pack, but not a card. Aren't. Yeah, no, you're right. And also, these cards aren't worth $7.96 a card either. They're worth like $1 a card. I mean, like honestly, when you go out, I mean, I haven't really been tracking the lower stuff, like the tier 3s on sales. I mean, you're doing stuff too, Dave. But like on Whatnot, yeah, I sell cards for $2 a card, and I upped it. Like it's between, most cores are worth $1 to $2. That's really what it is.
Yeah, and so that's essentially where I've been putting mine at.
Yeah. Mark, they're definitely not $400 right now. There's like on VeeFriends might be, but in the actual market where people are like the majority of people are doing stuff, they're not $400 a box. Like I said, the last 4 boxes I got were $250 each, and I think getting them between $250 and $300 are definitely the and they should be. So I like to see it. So I like to see that because I think it allows for a more realistic process of being involved with these cards. So yeah, that's what I see going on. Yeah, that's true, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, it put the whole first 6 months of this year, end of last year, the high box prices, that all kicked off, and I know that you were in the stream for that one as well. And Gary come on and said, "What do you want? $300 a box or $333?" Everyone jumped up and down and said $333, and why pay the extra $33 for a box? It doesn't change what's in the box. But everyone jumped on that. And then it just kept on going and going and going to a point that, $400 a box became the normal, but it's far from. Yeah.
I mean, that's the study of FOMO. That's just like, people want to be involved. People want to be a part of it. It makes sense. And Gary's good with that. And he utilizes it and takes advantage of it to a certain extent, which, whatever, that's fine. So, but yeah, to me, I like seeing things settling a little bit. I think it's a good thing. It's hard for you and me, to have invested money, but then also have sold things at a higher price and be like, shit, like, this card was going for this much, and now it's only going for this. Fuck, I was hoping I get more money. Or like, dude, I bought a whole bunch of boxes at $350 because they were selling for $450, $460 on my show, and that's just not the case. So it's just the way it is.
No, look,
I see, Ben. I got you. Yeah, I see what's going on. Yeah. I'm picking up what you guys are.
Another box here. That box was directly from VeeFriends. That one.
Okay.
So from the original Series 2 mint.
Okay, nice.
Another one that I've got hold of should be here hopefully this week. We negotiated price. He had it actually up on Marketplace. And I was talking to him and said, that was in Sydney. I said, I'll be up there this was early in the week. I said I'll be there Thursday. I can come but pick it up on Thursday, pay cash. And he's like, I think he had it listed for about $650 Australian, which is, the high end of 400 and something.
Yeah.
About 420, I think, US. No, I'll pay you X amount and I'll come pick it up. And I noticed that he put it up on eBay as well. So his bottom dollar for me to go and pick it up personally and pay cash, I still want it on eBay for lower.
Yeah.
Like, who else is going to buy it, dude?
Yeah, that makes sense.
In Australia, that's the biggest thing and the biggest laugh. I mean, there's a few that sell that are in our community that do occasionally interact. And who else in Australia is going to buy your cards?
Yeah, that's very true.
It's been me. Every single box that sold has been me. So it's it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird market. It's a very strange market. I can't even imagine what it's like for you out there, right? Like just sort of dealing with that. But you've done well, being able to find stuff and sort of cornering the Australian market with it all. But
all of the 8 boxes.
I mean, still, I mean, that's more than most people out there. It's more than what I have. You know what I mean? Like, in post VCon, like I could have picked up a few more at VCon. I just couldn't travel with it. And also, I was going off field. Everything I do is off field. So, like, I was sort of going into VCon being like, okay, I'm going to pay really close attention to the vibe around cards. If there's a big push and a lot of attention being placed on them, I think we're going to get a little bump in the card activity. And there was zero attention being placed on the cards. They didn't talk about them. They actively avoided talking about them. Right. So I was like, oh, we're not going to see a big bump in cards at all. It's just going to continue doing what it's doing, which is, again, not a negative thing, not a critique, just in case Phantom Gary is watching, it's just, that's just what happened. So rather than trying to like throw in a whole bunch of money to get like 20 boxes at a really good, because people at VCon are like, just offload. Right. Rather than getting 15, 20 boxes, I opted for getting like 4. Right. So, and that's sort of what happened. I opened, I think 1 on stream, 1 right now, and 2 with my kids. So there you go. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think people are on the comments. I think I agree with all this. Like Big Dave, I agree with this. Like if people are paying it, put it there. Like there's no reason for Gary to sell a box at $300. There's no reason because people are going to buy it. Right. The fact of the matter, this goes back to what I had posted on Twitter a couple weeks ago that Gary got all annoyed at, which is the general market, though, despite this is the big thing. What's happened in the past is the market follows Gary. Now what's happening is it's not. The market is sort of separating itself from Gary a little bit, right? Where even though you can get a box for $400 on the stream, you're not, like it's not happening off stream. So this is we're sort of venturing into new territory with the cards right now that we haven't seen before. Before it was all of us dictating what happened with the market. Then Fanatics hit. Well, it was before Fanatics hit. It was VeeFriends selling him for 155, and then 2 months later selling him for 245. And then Fanatics hit, and it just kept going up. And the market followed. Me as well. I was like, okay, well, if they're doing it there, let's see what I can get. Kept pushing it to the moon. Everybody else doing this stuff like that. Now that's not happening. It's the first time we're seeing that, which is super interesting to me. So, yeah, this is cool. This is me too. This is what I like to see on my Whatnot streams. I would say if 12 people buy into the Whatnot stream, probably like 6 of them are new every single time, which is awesome to see. I love that. That makes me really happy. So yeah.
The Whatnot thing, man, it's very hard to break outside of the circle that we have.
Yep.
But it's easily possible.
How?
You've got to bring in sports cards or Pokemon. You need to bring the audience that's in there and then merge the VeeFriends into it.
Yeah, so this is the hard part. That's like very clearly what VeeFriends is doing and very clearly what To the Moon is trying to do. I try to do it a little bit with the comics with Blaze.
Yeah, definitely.
Jalum, I'll attempt to do something Monday or Tuesday. Well, not Tuesday. You're going Tuesday, so I'll attempt to do something Monday, Jalum, for Whatnot. The hard
exactly, Dave. David's comment.
Oh yeah,
gateway drug.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to do like an analysis of the amount that they've sold compared to the amount that they've given away over the course of a long time. Because they also they will pick and choose what like mystery packs, they like boost like crazy, where they're actually probably losing money in the big picture off the mystery packs, which to them it doesn't matter. But yes, they drive a ton of attention based on freebies. And that's what happens. Like you watch what happens on the stream. Again, this is not a negative critique at all. It's just the nature of the beast. Gary comes on, he hypes it to all of the social medias, 300, 400 people show up. Then Gary goes off and right back down to 200 people because people are like, they're not going to do the, Gary's not going to do these crazy giveaways, right? So, but that's what they're doing. If you get just a mass influx of people, maybe 2 or 3 will stick around. And that's what's been happening. Every single show, you're going to get 2 or 3 people who are really into it. So, Nate, the interesting thing with, and I'm curious about this as things expand, of trying to get into other markets is my perspective on this and my attempts on this is the markets in most other industries are so saturated, loaded like crazy
big time.
that VeeFriends people trying to enter into it with breaks, you're not actually appealing to anybody in those markets. Like if I start doing baseball breaks, which I have a ton of knowledge into baseball, and I did this very, very early on. Nobody in the baseball world, like I'd have to commit. So here's the caveat. I'd have to super commit to being a baseball breaker and actually build an audience in baseball to then bring over into VeeFriends. Right.
Correct.
And to be perfectly frank, I don't want to. You know what I mean? Like I'm already doing enough. So I have no real interest in that sort of thing. So that's the only real way to sort of bring people into it is by competing with the already massive market of breakers in that industry already, right? So what we're really doing is if I go and open up baseball cards, I'm going to have all you guys here watching me open up baseball cards. And a couple of people will be like, oh, cool, I like baseball. And most people, like sort of what I heard about like yesterday with To the Moon, most people are like, I don't freaking know what's going on. This is fun. Yay. You know what I mean? But you didn't bring a shit ton of baseball fans and be like, oh shit, what's going on here? Oh, what's this VeeFriends? That's not happening. It happens with Gary because he's like, I'll give you some shit. And people are like, okay, I'll hang. You know what I mean?
Exactly as you said. We go from the usual 200 to 300 in the chat to 700, 800. And the moment he walks out, so does that's 600, 700 people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes. So
exactly
Mark,
right.
Yeah, Mark, this is technically the definition of it. Yeah, that it was open there. That Gary's team opened it. That's supposed to be the definition of it. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, the goose.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like the amount of buybacks that they've done to drop the pedigree that they're goose.
But that's
I'm not exactly. I know they've opened a lot, but
yeah.
They've also sold and given away a lot.
Yeah, you're right. My question is, they're like, they buy a lot of. I mean, they bought 4,000 cards from me last year. Like my question is, like, technically speaking, those should not be goose. So my question is, are they? You know, like what? Where's their line there? So yeah, they shouldn't. Yeah, they shouldn't be goose. So but they have, like, when you go to any of these events, like you go to National, they're all goose. Like they still have thousands and thousands and thousands of Gurms. Okay, cool. That's good to know, Big Dave. And I agree. I think this is just yet another add to. I constantly say this is that our community is so freaking small that when we think about how many cards are out there, it's just not a lot. So few people are actually interacting with these cards that they've probably given away, 3,000 goo slabs. They probably have another 7,000 ready to go, 10,000 ready to go. It's probably not hard to think about that. I remember seeing a picture, right? You guys remember this from it was last year, 2 years ago sometime, where they posted a picture and it was the back. It was just piles, stacks upon stacks upon stacks of slabs. Yeah. They probably submitted 10,000.
Yeah, that was in the conference room at Dana.
Yep. So yeah,
I remember that. They're about 30 deep, and just the whole table is plastered in them.
I was thinking about this the other day. Like I went into so in my area, the Targets, Walmart, stuff like that sells, random boxes of cards. We don't have a ton of sports card shops. We have a really good gaming shop, but they don't sell sports cards. They just rearranged the Target rearranged where they put their cards, and they don't have them in a section. They put them out for the end of aisles. So now there's a lot more. And I walked in there and I was looking through them and I was thinking, there are 4 Targets within 8 miles of me. I live in a smallish city, Rochester is not a major city at all in USA. There are 4 targets all within like 10 miles of each other. If each of those 4 targets all have, I don't know, let's think about top Series 2 baseball, 2024 top Series 2 baseball. If all 4 of my targets have a few hundred blaster boxes of those, how many blaster boxes of top Series 2 are there in this world?
Correct.
I mean, hundreds of millions. I don't know. Cards, hundreds of millions. Hundreds of millions. Like, what is a 2024 top Series 2 Shohei Ohtani base card? How many of those are in existence? It's insane. And the same thing with Pokemon, the same thing with Yu-Gi-Oh, and the same thing with Magic the Gathering, the same freaking thing with Lorcana, which you can't really, which is slightly harder to get. VeeFriends is freaking tiny. They made 48,000 boxes of these cards. That's it. And there's still thousands of them that haven't been opened. That's how freaking tiny we are. Just saying.
It's at the price of them, especially here in Australia. I mean, they $500, I think they're $500, $600 here in Australia at that Cherry Collectibles, the retail mob.
Oh yeah. I think I know. I feel like I've heard of them.
Yeah. So they were the ones that had the Kindred Kangaroo super stickers.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So they're the only retailer here in Australia, which I have been to their outlet down in Melbourne, and I was just bitterly pissed off with the lack of setup on the VeeFriends side of stuff. It's the nicest way I can put it.
Yeah.
And after talking to the guy, like, oh yeah, we've had these stickers and shit. We've had all this shit sitting here for about 4 or 5 months. We've been, at that stage, I think it was about 2 weeks into the release of the stickers for the Kindred Kangaroo, and I'm like, clearly they wanted to do all the Road to VCon shit, but they had the inventory before Road to VCon dropped.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And you think, like, they've apparently got around about 100, 150 slabs. None are on display.
Oh, like, wow.
When I say their shop setup is, the 2-inch minifigurines, there's a box of those with 1 box of cards sitting on top of it, a couple of Kindred Kangaroo stickers sitting behind the box you can't see correctly.
Yeah. And
then 2 of the white hoodies sitting on a shelf randomly in the shop. That's it.
Yeah. Well,
I'm like, but it's just, to me, it doesn't make sense of why, it's a new product. It's something completely new and fresh in the shop. Like, wouldn't you have that plastered everywhere?
That's an interesting statement. Real quick, Dave. Yes, you're technically right. So this is interesting, and I should have asked Jeremy about it when he was on my show on Thursday. But according to the blog, 48,000 boxes were distributed. That's what the blog says. So I spent a lot of time last week getting ready for the show, and the blog stated 48,000 boxes are, like, this date, 48,000 boxes being distributed amongst the VF2 holders. So perhaps that's how, maybe that was in there that people missed, but there are 55,000 made. So yeah, so maybe that's who knows.
So the other 7,500 essentially are sitting on Gary's.
Yeah, and he probably has way more than that too. So
yeah.
But anyway, so that's an interesting thing. So yeah, that's interesting. So right, my initial reaction, Nath, is that, like, whatever. Now they have some inventory. It's sort of like planting the seeds for 10, 15 years down the road when VeeFriends becomes much, much bigger, as we all hope. But at the same time, you're right. From their perspective, like, I go into Millennium Games, for example. I walk into Millennium Games, and every single time I walk in there, I probably go in there once a week. I'm going to pick up some, I'm going to pick up a little goofy thing with my kids. Well, my kids like to play around in there. Or I'm going to pick up some top loaders or whatever. And every single time I walk in there, they have new displays up. So it's like every week they set up a new display with new games. It might be board games, it might be trading card games, whatever it is, but they're like showcasing and displaying this stuff. So you're right. From their perspective, they're trying to attract their everyday customer into engaging with new product and trying to understand it. So that is kind of interesting. Well, I wonder why didn't they push that? That is interesting.
Well, I'm more curious of why why the team went with this mob. That's what sort of gets me the most. Because of the gambling laws here in Australia, the best that they can sort of do with selling spots is they sell spots, for example, on a break via their website, or they do it via eBay.
Yeah.
Now, because of the gambling laws here in Australia, which are just a fucking nightmare. Unless you're Kerry Packer or someone like that, or James Packer, and want to open 35 casinos in the city, you're fine. But the everyday Joe Blow can't do it without a gambling license. So yeah, they sell it via eBay and via their online store, and then they rip it on YouTube, on live.
Yeah.
And when I went into their shop, there was a young fella. He must have been probably about 12 or 13. A really cool little set of basketball cards, all graded, that he wanted to sell or try to do consignment or anything else. And the way he was treated, his dad just, his dad bluntly said, "Oh, look, mate, don't fucking worry about it. We're out."
Oh, interesting.
And walked out. And I'm like, it was probably around about 15, 20 minutes of me standing in the shop before anybody even had a conversation.
Yeah. I mean, that just might be, there is a sports car shop here that has a reputation for the owner being kind of a dick. You know what I mean? And maybe that's just, that's just who he is. And that's just, he was like, I like cards. Who knows? So every place is different. I mean, the game shop near me, again, it's a gaming shop. So the majority of it is like board games and stuff like that. They have a whole bunch of trading card games, a huge room for playing, but they're awesome. They're all so nice and welcoming and kind, and they'll engage with you and they'll goof with the kids. You walk into that sports car shop and the guy doesn't even talk to you. And you could even walk up to him and like, "Excuse me, sir." He won't even respond. And you're like, "Yeah, what the do you want money?" And he's like, "I don't care. I just like to play with my cards." You know what I mean? That sort of thing. So maybe there's a piece of that. But hold on. I want to say this, Mark. So actually, this is a good point that I just highlighted here in terms of like what's going on with your shop down there. Is that ultimately maybe it doesn't make sense, because if they're going to display all this stuff, they're never going to sell it. They're like, "Oh, what's this new game?" Well, you can buy a pack of cards for $35. They're like, "What the fuck? No." You know what I mean? Where like if they're displaying a new trading card game, you can go in, like that's what happens at this Money in Games place. For $50, you can get a full game setup with like booster packs, a game board, tokens and gems and rule books and all this different stuff. And you're paying for all of that. And with a chance of a hit for maybe there's going to be a foil in there for $75 or $100, that sort of thing. And all of that costs just a little bit more than one pack of VeeFriends cards that gives you 4 cards. You know what I mean? So that's part of it too. Who knows, right? Like we can't do that. So that's a valid point here. I agree. By the way, so Shepard, I agree with David. I think there's going to be it's going to be at scale. So yes, they're making a lot of money right now, but in the grand scheme of things, they're making a lot of money on a very, very small audience. If you want to really scale this and make this global, or even just national on a large scale, like they say Sesame Street meets Pokemon, if you even want to be in the same 4,000 page book as Pokemon, you need to scale this shit in this at the rate that Dave's talking about, where we're talking $5-10 packs, you're talking booster packs, you're talking starter decks. Like look at how Lorcana or even Star Wars rolled out their product. There's like 3 or 4 different products. There's like a gaming product, there's a collector's product, and it's all cheap to a certain extent. And you can get a pack for $5 or $10, whatever it is. So like if they really want to scale this to the extent that they want to scale the IP and also appeal to kids, they have to do what Dave's talking about. Because yes, they're making money currently off of, because it's Gary. But at some point, Gary can't sell to the world, and to every little kid. And that's the other factor, right? Like, I love Gary to death, but there's going to be a lot of kids out there or parents out there who aren't going to buy from Gary because of the way he talks and all this other stuff. So, yes, I think that what Dave said is 100% true. 100% true. I didn't see further chats here. What's up, Cal? By the way, Cowabunga, I'm going to text you and then I forget. And since you're here, and I was asking earlier, I need to get your insight on AI apps, programs that can help me cut my content into shorter form pieces so I can utilize it in more social media stuff. So help me out.
Shep, that's a good one. I like that.
Thank you, Cowbones. I think I mean, I wouldn't necessarily use the word. I mean, they're a capitalist company. They're definitely looking for money, but I think you're right on that second point. They want to capitalize when they can. Yes, I think that's Gary's sort of MO. Is that if something, and he's stated this many times, like, this is how I run my business, where, oh, this is working, and then boom, they put all of their eggs in that basket until it doesn't work anymore. And then while he's doing that, he has a whole team of people who are studying the market and testing more stuff out. So when this starts to fail, they're ready to go with another option. That's how they do that's how VaynerMedia works. And he's like flat out stated this, like openly. This is how their company works. So he has a whole team researching social media posts. He has a whole team reading people's comments. And they're like, you know what? Here's what works for this type of brand. So then he goes to the brands that are paying him. He says, this is what we're doing. Boom, 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 boom. And just throws it out there. And then they study, and make their adjustments. That's just how they work. So they are a do, and you can see that with how Fanatics Live works, right? Like, hey, let's try this. Hey, let's try this. Oh, that worked. And then they're like, okay, right, Nate, like, okay, cool. We sold 25 packs. Here's 500. You're like, whoa. Oh, we did an awesome character break with 30 boxes. We're going to do a 100 character break. And people are like, dude, like, so that's just how they work. That's how VeeFriends works. That's how Gary works. Right or wrong, it doesn't matter. I mean, that's just how it is. That's how they function. So, and I think keeping active, and I do this as much as I can, even from being sort of having a company that's based around how they function. My objective macro sort of trying to keep that perspective constantly with them is they're trying to figure it out. Like, that's why I keep that perspective. That's why I'm now using the phrase when I'm thinking about this or talking to my friends or talking to my wife about this stuff, is that VeeFriends isn't new. They haven't even started. And with that perspective, they're just testing the waters. Gary said that about VCon. He flat out said, we're just testing the waters with VCon. Like, this was all just a trial thing. The plan was 3 years to see what would happen. That was the plan. Right? It wasn't like, oh, we're doing VCon. This is going to be for the next 500 years. No, it was like, we're doing 3 years to see what happens. We're going to try different markets. We're try different styles and see what hits. And they're doing that with everything they do. Let's see what happens when we partner with Reebok. Let's see what happens when we partner with Squishmallow. Let's see what happens when we partner with Mattel. What lasts? What builds? What relationships are happening? What hits? What maintains? You know, like, they're just researching. That's it. And all of us are along for the ride.
The biggest thing, and I've said this, I don't know, so many times I've run out of saying it, is VeeFriends has been reverse engineered. Now, they could go the route of Pokemon, they could go the route of Disney and everything else and follow that step upwards, as opposed to bringing it and then run it backwards.
Can you say that? I glitched out on you? I don't know if everybody else did. What? Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
I think I look at VeeFriends from a perspective of the way that Gary does this. He looks at the end goal and then reverse engineers. Not looking at it from a perspective and go, right, we're going to do the cards. We're going to do them at $3 or $5 or $7 a pack. Then we're going to build that. Then we're going to work into animation. Then we're going to do this. It's look at the end goal. I mean, if you look at it from a perspective of taking this out into the market into kids, you're not going to drop a $400 box on a kid.
Right.
But if you aim at the parents and then go backwards, less parents are likely to say no to their kids after they've got to somehow justify the stupid money that we've spent doing it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I could definitely see that being an aspect of how they do stuff, and that's definitely very logical, for sure. So I could definitely see that being an aspect. The one thing is just there's not a lot of, like, in the grand scheme of things, there's not a lot of parents involved. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
And I don't know. It's interesting. I'm curious. One of my biggest questions, and I didn't ask this of Gary at VCon. It just wasn't the question that I wanted to ask him. But I do have the question, and maybe I'll bring this up with like Jeremy or something like that. Is how much like personal market research does the VeeFriends staff deploy with children? So I know that a large amount of the people who actually work for VeeFriends for them don't have kids. right?
I was
So
just about to say, our children. They're not.
yeah, they
They
actually
don't
are
have
children.
children.
Yeah.
They are children.
But how much do they interact?
No,
How much do they actually interact with them? Right? Because like to me, one of the and again, I'm keeping the perspective. So I'm going to say one thing and then make sure I throw out this perspective on top of it. I thought it was sort of a missed opportunity with the book that they dropped this book, but there was no, besides a Patient Pig mini, there's no actual like merch to go along with these characters. So I'm setting up these readings at my local libraries, right? Which I did not realize the bureaucracy at these libraries is insane. But I don't have stuff to bring that's related to those two characters. And
correct.
you have, you understand children to a certain extent. I have children. Like nobody cares about that the Karma Kiwi in the very bottom corner. So if I bring a bunch of Karma Kiwi cards, these kids are gonna be like, but the pig,
Cool.
the eagle,
Yeah,
right? That's what they're paying attention to. That's how kids work. So to me, it was a quote unquote missed opportunity. Again, I said I was going to follow up. Big picture, objectively, I don't think this book matters. Right? That's not the point. This was a trial run, right? So it's not. They hyped it like crazy. They don't even talk about the book anymore, right? Because it doesn't really matter. I think they're going to do different things around that sort of stuff. But again, from my perspective, why not? Why not do that? Why not drop the book along with a pig and eagle plushie? That's a $25 thing. Like, why not do that? Why?
But it's not too late to do that now.
No, it's not. Or maybe they'll do it in the next one. I mean, like evidence is they did it with their pins.
In 6 months' time, it will be.
I mean, yeah. But again, they have learned. Like they've made adjustments. Look what they did with the pins. The Halloween pins were great. People liked them, but based on what they did for Road to VCon, they clearly made massive positive adjustments. Right? Oh, we can't just have one main chase with some. We need to have like sort of multiple equal which allows for a longer sort of interest in the product. Totally makes sense. So. Biceps, that's an interesting perspective. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I don't know. It's all fun. It's all fun to speculate on this stuff. And again, like we also don't know what their business plan is. Like we can obviously speculate a lot based on our knowledge of Gary and watching and being logical and stuff like that. But like what I think a missed opportunity is, or even when I make these comments about like why are they spending so much time in the sports industry, why don't they do this with Pokemon cards? And my assumption is that Gary doesn't know shit about Pokemon cards. So why would he like do a big, huge Pokemon show to appeal to the people who actually might want trading card games? Like everybody and their mother knows that somebody who's really into baseball cards isn't, the probability of them getting into VeeFriends is very low. Right? That's just the nature of the entire industry. So my sort of more pessimistic view is that Gary is just not thinking about it. He's like, sports cards are fun. Let's give away Kobe Bryant cards. Let's give away, freaking whatever, Vladimir Guerrero cards. And then baseball fans come in and they're like, great, thanks, bye. Right? If he did that with Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Magic cards and Arcana cards and Star Wars cards and all of these other things, you'd probably have, for every one sports person, you'd probably have 10 of those people who stay because they're interested in this style of product.
Right.
Again, that's just my observing perspective. I don't know if like they might not care right now. They might have a totally different perspective because they're focusing on XYZ and it just doesn't matter. They're just fucking around and having fun. If that's the case, okay, who cares? So I try to get as like what that song Take a Step Back. I try to take 10 steps back and view it from that super objective standpoint so I can stay sane with all this stuff, of course. Because sometimes it's just not logical being involved. So that's where I get to sometimes.
That's a beautiful way of putting it, just as you said that. Because you can see it from every angle. I mean, you want to go into the sports card side of things, then my head immediately goes to Series 3, backgrounds, poses, competing, basketball, the football field, the soccer field, all that shit. And you go, okay, while there is that loop where you could bring people from the basketball thing to the basketball court theme, the NFTs, the characters, you're not going to appeal to a 65-year-old man sitting in his basement, in his mum's basement. Because he hasn't got kids. Well, if he does, he probably legally shouldn't. But, you know.
or if that 65-year-old has been into Magic the Gathering his entire life, and that's why he's in the basement, right? Like, right. Yeah. Yeah. But if they're a sports fan, no, they could care less. They absolutely care less. Yeah, Shepard, this is a great point. I agree with this. They could do this. You know, there was the, you know, there's Comic Con, like Comic Con makes sense in New York, but you know, there's Comic Con right at the same time as National. They chose National over Comic Con. There's this Gen Con. Gen Con is all about, like, the Millennium Games that's near me. They go to Gen Con, and Gen Con is this huge gaming conference. Like, it is quite literally exactly what VeeFriends should go to, if that's their focus. So either, and there's probably other choices here, either they're just stubborn and they don't care, which very well could be the case, because I think there's definitely a side of Gary that's there, like him getting all pissed off at me for saying the market's settling, right? Which doesn't even make sense to get pissed off at, right? But that's sort of Gary's style. So it's logical that is what they're doing, or it just doesn't matter right now. That's not what they care about. They don't care about bringing, and this is another argument. When I was working on the sanctioned tournament, people were like, how come they're not doing this? How come they're not doing that? And I was like, because the game hasn't evolved to its final form. So why would they like mass promote something that hasn't even found its final form? And this is when I first started thinking that, oh, VeeFriends hasn't even started yet. And then VCon solidified that concept to me. Yes, they'll promote the game and they'll do the game and everything like that. But if the goal is a Series 3 with an evolution of the game, why would they mass promote an unfinished product? So to me, I think that's why I tend to lean towards that latter point. It's not Gary being stubborn. It's more they're just having fun with it all right now, right? And we as a community are actually taking it more seriously than they are, because it doesn't actually matter too much. They're still studying the market. They're still paying attention, but they're really just having fun. Once this becomes its final form, that's when they're going to like really put their head down. They'll be at Comic Con in San Diego. They'll be at the Gen Cons. They'll be all around the world. They'll be selling in all these other markets. That's my positive outlook on all this sort of stuff. So, and yeah, that's what I try to push myself to lean towards that, because that's also logical, right? It's also logical. So there's a big piece of me that's logical based on their actions and what could happen. So is it the best choice? I mean, but then again, if you really, really, really push to your gaming community and your TCG community a product that hasn't finalized yet, you might piss off that community. You know what I mean? So if you're just pushing to the purely collectible community, right? Again, layer the logic on here. If the product is still a higher price point and you're pushing it more as a collectible in a game, you'll comment on the game, you'll mention the game, but you're not going to really, really push and promote the game. You're going to push it more as collectability. You know, that's what the majority of that's what sports cards are. They're collectibles, because you don't play shit with them. So,
but I think on that, Josh, is I was just looking at Robin's comment there of going, the Series 3 cards will change the game. I hope not. Maybe something very, very minor tweaked on this, because it could essentially decimate Series 2. And anyone coming in from Series 3, Series, whatever, on that large scale going, if they're buying cards for $7 or $10 a pack, all of us that are heavily invested, and so many more, with still so much more to push out in these boxes, do we really want to, and I've said this openly before, do you want to risk pissing off a couple of thousand or a couple of hundred people in order to gain a couple of million?
I mean,
and this is exactly the route that it could go down.
Yeah, they could.
And because you can't blame them for doing that at the same time. You would just hope and pray there's enough of a notice for an exit strategy.
Sure. Yeah, I think that, what Robin Hood says there, I agree. If that's what happens, it'll be unfortunate. That being said, it won't surprise me if that's what happens.
Correct.
right?
Same.
Now the more logical,
which is sad in a way, but
right.
yes.
But what's more, and also I think we should all have this conversation because we should all prepare for that to happen. That being said, the way that would make it more, beneficial and nicer to everybody is to have Series 2 be kind of like, first edition Pokemon cards. You could technically play with them, but you don't.
Correct.
And you don't need to play with them. That being
Correct.
said, that means they pigeonhole themselves into a card design completely dependent on how the game is played. So I actually interpreted his comment as it'll change the game, like, oh, it's going to change the game in the card world, not the actual physical game. But I do think that the game's going to evolve. I don't think it's going to change. It's going to evolve. Like, I think the basis of the game will stay the same. It might not be 7 freaking stamina points to win. It might be 12. Who knows? But it's going to be the same concept of a game, just with additional, just like what Dale came up with, and Ron and me and everybody, right? Like
all our booster cards and all the rest of stuff, and little add-ons.
It's still the same game.
Man.
Yeah, it's still the same game.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. But it'll be a very interesting thing. Their choice to make that like the rough cornered edge, the hard cornered edge, that was a really unique and interesting choice. And if that's what they continue doing, again, like, oh, why'd you do that? But whatever. So I'd like to hope that Series 2 maintains its utility within the game, and the way the game is played, it doesn't you don't need to use them. That's what I hope. So yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. And I think that's what's going to happen. There's just going to be a lot more, and it's going to increase the skill, right? So there's still going to be a level of luck, but skill will play a larger and larger role, which is great. So yeah, I feel like we have sort of 2 potential directions with some gray area in between, and a lot of different variations. And again, who the F knows? Gary, like, but I want to, especially from a personal level, because I'm invested in this from a time/business standpoint, right? Like, if they just decide to just up, I want to be prepared mentally for that, so that it doesn't like hit me negatively. I'm looking forward to a mass-produced, lower-end product, because it's way easier to hold to. And also, if they do that, they're going to have there'll be a retail price. There'll be a set price. So like, and then they'll have the, most likely, just like all other breakers in the whole planet, they'll have you can register and become a reseller or whatever, retail partner with VeeFriends. And then I can get some, wholesale cases of product, and then I can run breaks and have fun and do all that stuff. You know what I mean? So we'll hope. Oh, weird. TW. We can see it now. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, we can see it now, buddy.
Huh. It's a no-brainer from the card side of things, and building this IP is that the Series 3, it's only going to go international, provided, VeeFriends going international can really only happen in that magnitude at a good cost price.
Yeah, agreed. I'm curious. I've never looked into this. I've never looked into like how did some of these more popular games spread internationally. Like, obviously, Pokemon started in Japan. How did it like hit the market globally? I know Lorcana and Star Wars did, but that's not even comparable because they're Lorcana. That's Disney and Star Wars. Those are like massively established IPs. So of course they can just hit internationally all over the world at once. But how did like MTG grow? How did Yu-Gi-Oh grow? How did One Piece grow? Because One Piece just took over. And I know nothing about that. But that is global, and it happened fast. And One Piece is not, I mean, it's a known brand, of course, but it's sure as hell not Disney or Star Wars. So how did they do that sort of stuff? Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying, TW. It's clearly established, but not at the same level. So they clearly did something unique and interesting by being able to hit the market with something super unique and attractive at a larger scale than their show. Right? More people, like I got introduced to One Piece through the cards. And then I was like, what's this? And then I looked into it and I was like, oh shit, this is like something but the cards did it. That's how quickly the cards were able to hit the market to a certain extent. So like, yeah, I'm interested in that process. And obviously we all know, like, look at it's so much more difficult than just being like, oh yeah, we're just gonna like send them to Europe. No, there's all these freaking rules and regulations, and are they going to be all made in one spot and distributed worldwide. Or now we're going to have to open up a production center in Europe to be able to it's insane. Like, look at how long it took them just to get. Look at how long Fanatics took just to get international shipping. It still hasn't happened. No, TW, we got me and Nath had two absolute shit boxes. I got a 100 of 500 parrot. That was definitely the best pull of the entire night. Nath got better scorecards, but they were all still kind of not great cards. Oh, that's interesting, Shepard. So again, I haven't done
exactly.
I haven't done all the. I guess that is a VR. That is a VR tortoise. Sorry, that's definitely better than a parrot. My bad. I thought it was a rare. I haven't really dug into the research of how these things spread, but I guess that's part of it. That's another thing when I talk to people about like the growth of VeeFriends is I feel like sometimes I'll have a conversation with someone who doesn't really. I don't know what it takes to like produce a TV show. Again, I don't know what else to call it because it's not a TV show, but like. I don't know what it takes to produce that in detail, but I know it takes a crap ton. and then we also know that, I mean, Gary talked about this a year and a half ago. You know, he went sort of off the grid a little bit like he has been this past week, where he'll post some stuff, but he wasn't really like super active. And he was like traveling all over the world. And what he was doing was setting up like legalities and production rights and all this other stuff. And finding like voiceover things and translators for what might come. He talked about this at the Macy's VeeFriends meet like a year and a half ago. He talked about this exact thing. So we knew this was happening. We knew the TV show was happening, all that stuff. But the details of it we didn't. It's just an insane process to get something going. So like, I think that's the part that kind of blows my mind is given the amount of people that work there. So I'll do a hat tip to VeeFriends. Whether they've made massive mistakes or not, which they have, and they've admitted to a lot of them, they're able to produce the collectibles they're producing, right? The amount of time it takes to come up with the Road to VCon, the packaging, the design, what characters they're doing, how like they had to start that a while ago, while also doing turkey stickers and alpaca stickers and partnerships with Reebok. While also producing a TV show, while also coming out with a book and partnering with HarperCollins and making sure that they're doing the right thing with HarperCollins, while also, getting their corporate booth ready for national, while also getting VCon organized, their speakers and their legalities and all that kind of stuff, while also getting their booth and corporate sponsor ready for Fanatics Live. Like, they're doing all of this. It's a lot of shit. Now, should they be doing all of it at the same time, simultaneously? Whatever. But they're doing a lot. So it's insane. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I know it's PW. I know there's nothing else I can call it for a TV show, but it's a 3-minute. Each episode is 3 minutes on YouTube, so it's not really a TV show, but it is a TV show.
I had a quick look at the thing. The animation coming up from VeeFriends. And although I know it was a short and it was a very rushed sort of production of snippets, I looked at it from two perspectives, and please tell me if I'm way off the mark because you guys are actually there. But I look at it as attention grabbing, the way the animation was done. It was loud, it was fast, it was just...
Sorry, hold on. How did I miss that? TW with freaking 10 gifted subs. Dude, how'd I miss that? T-Dubs, I love you, brother.
Good work, man.
I owe you a massive bear hug, T-Dubs. Massive bear hug. Whenever the heck I see you next, which might not be for a while. But remember that. Every week, the bear hug grows. It's like interest. So I have a normal bear hug coming, and each week it expands in interest. So by the time I see you, it's going to be it's going to wreck you, and it's going to be beautiful. Thank you, Tito.
I just seen that he retracted the 10 subs.
Shut up, mate. You've never had a
get away from it.
You've never had a Brave Bison. You've never had a Brave Bison hug. T-Dubs, I'm not coming to Comic-Con, man. I'm not coming there. I'm not coming. That's why I say it might be a long time. My kid is due the same weekend as Comic-Con, so I'm not coming. So we'll see what happens next. All right, Nate, go on. I appreciate you, T-Dubs.
Well, on the animation, it was very. I mean, obviously it's in the bloody stadium, whatever, but it was very loud, very colorful, very just snap, snap, snap for attention. which I think would work very well on YouTube Shorts, stuff like that, or YouTube Shorts for the kids.
Yeah.
But to bring depth, meaning, and to hold their attention, to bring anything about the character traits themselves, it to me is going to get lost in translation very quickly if that's the avenue that they're going in.
I agree. So
and then I look at from someone with a 7-year-old that's neurotypical, then a 13-year-old that watches fucking Peppa Pig, and half the time the shit that we watch is the same stuff that we've been watching since he was 3. He's going to have no interest in it whatsoever. So then I look at from a broader audience for kids that sensory issues, special needs, they're going to have no interest in it whatsoever. And then again, that could be a massive gap in the market.
Could be
that they're missing.
You're right. So again, all speculation. I'm going to reserve my obviously, whatever. That's what the current show is. It's a speculation show, and I like it. This is like NFL. It's like the show for all sports. Like NFL, it's all week. Let's just speculate on shit we don't understand. Let's just do it. But I agree. I think that my biggest concern when they first announced the Moonbugs collaboration, I made a big post on social media, and Gary got involved with it too, expressing my number one concern, which is, Gary, are you going to do what Moonbugs does, which is make viral content, or are you going to change the world to make it a better place? And I understand it's a fine line, because you have to play that game if you actually want to affect change to a certain extent.
Correct.
Right? My argument is no, you don't. You could change the algorithm by being bigger, by making positivity louder. Gary V, I think, has the power to change the fucking algorithm by being better than it, by not falling in line. At the same time, I don't know, that's not really necessarily what Gary V does. Gary V is a trend observer, and then he tags onto that trend in a way that nobody else can. That is his superpower. He can read the market. He sees what's viral, and then he does it. He doesn't make viral. He is a master at copying viral, which is a crazy, insane skill. So yeah, my biggest concern is that what you're talking about is what the show becomes, which is viral. And you're right, you're missing a massive market. And you're right that if that's what it is, the message will be completely lost. That being said, Gary did say, and take this for what it's worth, I think you'll really like what comes out. And he said it specifically to me, and he knows my concerns because him and I have talked about it many times. So part of the big thing is, and this is how it's written, is that, and I mentioned this earlier, is that while it's a 3-minute episode, right, Moonbugs is all about saying, okay, sure, it's 3 minutes, but we're just going to tie these together so it's impossible to rip yourself away for 7 hours. Yeah. That's what Cocomelon does, right? Each thing is one song. It's like 3 minutes long, but really it's 45 hours long. That's what one show is. And correct. You try to pull a kid away, and they're like, "Oh, fuck you, mom and dad! I can't get pulled away from this ever." But the way they write about it, and the way Gary has talked about it, is that it's an interactive show between parents and their children. So each episode should raise a conversation about the struggle that those traits had with each other between a parent and a child. And if that's the case, I'm here for it. I love it. But as you mentioned, based on the hey, let's catch people's attention. It's a blah, blah, water balloons, lights, colors, flashing, boom, boom. Like, that's what are we going to talk about? Oh, that bear got hit by a water balloon 10 times. Yeah. Who knows? That could have just been something they tossed out there just to see how the audience reacted, see if it engaged in conversation.
I think if they can go down more of a route of a Bluey meets Sesame Street, where you've got the family connection, you've got the storytelling, you've got all that love and empathy and everything else rolling into that, and what's happening at home mixed in with the education, like, fuck, you can't go wrong with it.
Yeah.
Because there's not going to be a parent that says no to it, essentially.
Right. But also, given our time, given the stuff we've been talking about already, maybe they don't care just yet. Maybe the end show that they're trying to get to, like, right now, they're just going to throw some shit out there and see what happens. Right. And ultimately, like, the term I've been using, I talked to Jeremy about this on Thursday, is billboard. They're just going to get the shit on YouTube. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, if it hits or doesn't hit, it's out there. And they're going to start, they're just filling that base of the whole world of content. And it's just getting slowly filled with VeeFriends stuff. And as they do that, they're going to find their way and stuff like maybe. Is that the right way to go about it? Personally, that's not how I would go about it. But then again, I'm not a multi-billionaire marketer. So, but at the same time, if being a multi-billionaire marketer means I'm going to do that sort of shit, I don't want to be a multi-billionaire marketer, right? I don't want to represent that. That's just me personally. So it'll just be, yeah, I don't know. I agree. I have your exact concerns, dude. I really do. Because I agree. If it's not only, I think my daughter would like it. I don't think my son would like that. But I also wouldn't. I'm not gonna. I don't. I mean, there's so many TV shows out there that we just don't let kids watch because they're stupid, and they don't actually benefit them in any possible way.
Same.
So they don't do it, right? So, and if VeeFriends is that, my kids aren't going to watch VeeFriends shows. I mean, so be it. You know,
but I mean, you know, the old thing. It's always and not or. It's a perfect opportunity. You want to run kids' YouTube shorts and do the loud bang, bang, bang attention. That's exactly what you run. Then to bring out the message of VeeFriends and the storyline and everything else, then you scale it back. You just dial it down.
Yeah.
And that way you hit both markets. It's not, from that perspective, it's not you going, oh, they're going to go that way or they're going to go that way. Why don't they? Can clearly go both.
Yep. I agree with that. And I think they will.
And that's the beauty of it.
That's my where I land with all this stuff. Like some days are more negative, some days are more positive. Where I land with it is I think they'll probably ride that line really well. You know, there'll be moments where it's like, wow. There'll be moments where it's just not. You know, and it's really good. It's really sentimental, and it really bangs, like hits that. Like think about earlier on with some of the DJ Kaufman comics. Some of the comics just didn't make. I mean, I read them with my kids. Some of them were freaking good. Like really, just like I mentioned earlier today, they had the GO to dog. That was a beautiful comic. My kids understand that, and they see the visual of it. It was calming. It was understanding. It was like motivating. It was perfect. And then there's other ones that just don't make any sense, and just aren't, and just totally misses the mark. And that's just the case. That's just the way it's going to be, right? So, and that's the way it's going to be with everything too. So, like I think they're going to ride that line and just use that as research. And I say that because I hope that's what it is. You know, so
I get you on that.
Yeah, we'll see. So, but I think I try to as often as I can stay on that side of things. Of it's a weird scenario that we're all so involved in this process, right? But in the end, I wish I was smart enough to come up with a better phrase of this, which is we take more seriously what's happening on a micro level in VeeFriends than we should, because it's not that they don't take it seriously, it's that doesn't matter right now. You know,
correct.
Like, and I think that's like we're all caught up in the prices of packs and our ability to resell. I mean, I get caught up in that shit all the time because I was like, I want to make money off this freaking show that I decided to do, but it's my choice to do it. VeeFriends owes me shit, but every now and then I'm like, I wish they did. You know, so like I get more invested in like, why are they doing this? How come they're doing this? Why this was such a missed opportunity. It happened when I was putting together the tournament. There was all this stuff. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Why are they doing this? Or why are they doing it in this manner? And then I like whoop and I'm like, oh, hey, okay, yeah. Just whatever. They're figuring it out. And it's 3 years.
What's the easiest way to put it? Our feelings are not their concern.
No, not even remotely.
Not even remotely.
And that's the beauty of Gary, is that he has the ability to genuinely care what we think, but also not let it affect the fact that when it comes to building the business, it doesn't matter.
But I'll flip the idea on that one. We have a hell of a lot of smart people in this community. I mean, fucking ridiculous smart. I've never come across anything in my life where we can pull such a vast wealth of knowledge, experience, understanding collectively. Never been in that sort of fucking circle and around this level of interesting people. So from the flip side of the business and what you are building, you might be paying a staff of 1,000 that actually work under VeeFriends banner You have literally 1,000 interns that are all fucking doing this off your backs for free and giving all the free advice.
So
like,
to that, I have a so I've thought about this a lot. I have a twofold answer on that. Number one is the side of too many chickens in the hen house or whatever, hens in the hen house, chickens in the hen house, whatever it is. Like if you all of a sudden start taking everybody's advice, that's what I just did with this tournament.
Get nowhere very fast.
I started listening to too many people and I fucked up this tournament that I wanted to host because people were like, well, I can't do this. Well, I want to do this. And I was like, okay, well, I'll do this. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, I'm just going to do what works for me. And if some people can't play, then they won't play. That's not my deal. You know what I mean? So then
you should know better by now. We've done enough of these. You should know better by now.
Sure. But you make a mistake every now and then, right? So that happened. So that being said, they do actually listen. And the hard part is like Jeremy has said, that Jeremy and Daniel, part of their job, is every morning they wake up and they just like spend a couple hours. The first thing they do for their work is they scour Twitter, Discord, or wherever and read as many comments as possible about what's happening within the VeeFriends community. Now, the hard part of their job is picking and choosing things that matter. Like for example, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm going to go out. So Phantom Gary, Phantom Jeremy, Phantom Rips, if this is the case, I'm going to take credit for this. When I started calling out the missed opportunity with the book, that at the very least, they should have like come up with like some coloring shit. So that like if somebody wants to go read this at a school or they should be able to bring something that is related to the characters. Like a week later, they put on their website Eager Eagle and Patient Pig coloring things that you could download. Right. So like just one small example where like and that's happened not with me. I think my voice is very loud within VeeFriends, of course, given what I do, but it's happened. They hear stuff and they see stuff. They also miss stuff, and they just have to pick and choose what makes sense, right? It's picking their battles, and yeah. So that's also a fine line, right? But I do think they do it, but I think they have to just sort of ignore most of it because it would be too overwhelming to try to like take a look, and they just have to try things out on their own and see if it works out. And then they'll look back and be like, you know what? Nate said that. Yeah, shit, he was right. Well, fuck. you know.
What's the words? Receipts?
I mean, wouldn't it be nice if they sent you an email? Like that's one of their guys' jobs is like send out an email to the person who said they should do something. And they're like, hey man, just want to reach out. We read that comment 6 months ago. You were right. Thanks. Best of luck. Bye. Here's a free pack of cards. That'd be amazing.
There's a lot of conversations that I've had with a few people, and I'm just like, and it's ideas. And we're going to shoot this to VeeFriends. Okay. Make sure it's all done in fucking emails. Make sure you've got the receipts, essentially. And don't put anything too far out there that, because I think it's only fair. If you've come up with, or I've come up with, or anyone in the community's come up with some really fucking new beaut idea that ends up on the shelf that makes the company fucking millions of dollars, I think credit is where credit's due.
Yeah.
I think that's just fair.
I say do it and try it. You know what I mean? Do it and try it. So I will it'll be interesting as the company grows, how much more they get. Like for example, the Brave Bison song, like they repost, like they repost shit all the time, but they posted it. They didn't repost it. They used it and posted it. I had to sign a document for them to do that. So it'd be curious, it would be interesting. There's almost a piece of me that's like every time I want to speculate an idea, like what you're saying, you're right. I want to like clip that and like not just have it in an email. I want it loud. So that when something happens, but again, they can just be like, oh, great, you came up with an idea that we did too. Like, go F yourself, asshole. You know what I mean? But still, it'd be kind of fun. I did that. So I don't know. I've talked about this in the past. In 2004. In 2004, I wrote a fitness manifesto. And I was like, if people want to be truly fit, this is what they should be doing. And it was a general concept of fitness. And what it was 10 points of fitness to focus on equally. And once you do that, you're testing into these 10 points of fitness and you find your weaknesses within them and you're trying to balance them. And this is not for like a baseball player. This is for general fitness in life. At the same time, there was a guy named Greg Glassman who did the same exact thing out in California. And Greg Glassman did that exact same thing and created CrossFit, which is now, you know, a $1 billion industry that's worldwide. And it is literally the exact same thing. And I have a documented, dated, before CrossFit ever became a thing, 4-page manifesto describing CrossFit to a certain extent. And it's super, super interesting. I mean, there's nothing I can do. I can't sue CrossFit, but like we both came up with an idea that's pretty freaking obvious that a lot of fitness people did, and he went viral and I didn't. But it's just a funny thing. So I think that's would be the argument with VeeFriends is like, well, I came up, look, I have receipts, and they're like, okay, great, good idea. Yeah, that was a great idea. We did it too. You know what I mean? And they could have stolen it from you, but you never know. So they probably did. They steal all their ideas from you. I know that for a fact.
Not the least, man.
Come
they don't
on.
listen to me. They don't even know where fucking Australia is, dude. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's good. McFrog, we touched on this a little earlier. I don't think so. I think that, like, without the nuanced conversation, I think that they're just having fun on Fanatics. I mean, general concept without going into details. I think they're just having fun on Fanatics, and I don't think it's going to negatively or positively affect them in any way. If anything, it's positive. I think my statement is it could be more effective, but I don't think they want it to be more effective just yet. That's the positive outlook I have on it, which is they're just doing their thing without really any serious intention besides just getting the shit out there. It doesn't matter who it's to. Yeah, they just want it out there. Just push it out there. More people, that thing.
That's a good thought on the Fanatic side of things. But I mean, let's take a perspective of the boxes. Pumping them out at $400 when we can pick them up for $260 to $300 on the open market. If they turned around and dumped these prices down to $200 a box tomorrow and ran 5,000 boxes, I can guarantee you there's not going to be a 5% increase of new people into VeeFriends. All it is, it's going to be us going fucking Burko and buying a shitload of boxes for $200.
Yes.
Yep. Exactly right. So it's, yeah, I mean, so that what I'm getting with that is that whether they're charging $400, $200, $400, $800 a box, it's generally the same people buying them.
Yep.
So the easiest way to curb that, if we're not happy with a $400 box, don't pay $400 for a box.
Yep.
That fucking simple. They don't control the market on that. It's stupid and as fucking basic as I can probably put this. Stop buying it if you don't pay $400 for a box.
Thought wrong. Are you listening? Are you still here?
But look, it's true, is it not?
Yeah. No, you're right. Yep.
I mean, if you're struggling to sell a box for $350, Josh, what's the alternative? You've got to either cut it right down to that baseline and try to do that, or hold on to inventory and just see what the hell happens.
Yep, exactly.
And then it's exactly at your point. Then going, do I have 15 boxes sitting behind me that owe me $300 each, or do I sell them for $300 and let's see what else I can do?
Right. Yeah.
Yep. It's the same as the slabs. I know what they owe to get them sent all the way to America, to have them slabbed, to come back, to know that I'm making nothing out of the slabs, out of these mystery slabs that I'm doing, but I can refocus on what I'm putting that funds to.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So it's, yeah.
So McFrog, I think that's, I think what Nate brings up is actually a great point, because it's different for everybody, right? Like I have a show, so I have to find content for my show to keep it relevant, to keep growing it, to keep building it, all that kind of stuff. So like, and this is what I've struggled with in the past, and I still struggle with it week to week. So like, for example, 2 weeks ago, I did an auction. The auction did very, very well. I sold a lot of cards. There was a lot of cool energy. It was really fun. I was like, okay, great. We're on to something. But in my head, I was like, well, hold on a second. I've been here before. Next week, which was last week, I was like, I'm going to do an auction again. And guess what happened? VeeFriends decided to run their second 9-hour show, just steamrolled over my regular auction night show. Right? So I made half the amount, and half the people were on there because everybody was out overpaying with VeeFriends. Am I mad at VeeFriends? I mean, sure, but also no. Right? And I even made a post about this. Like, if people are going to want to be into VeeFriends, where should they go? To VeeFriends or to the Courage Show? The fucking VeeFriends. It's the name of the freaking brand, so of course they should go there, right? So again, it's I think for most people who are just collectors, yeah, probably just holding on to inventory might be a good idea. But also everybody just has their own thing they're going through right now. So like for me right now, like I'm all for offloading inventory because of what my sort of end goal is. If I don't have any more, I mean, I have 2 boxes right now. I'll still always be hunting for $250 boxes. But if I run out of inventory in boxes over the next couple of weeks, so be it. I'll just be innovative with my content and my shows. And I won't do those, or I'll play more games, or I'll do more tournaments, or whatever it is. And I can't, that's just where I stand. I can't afford to have 50 boxes or anything like that. I just can't do that. So we all just got to figure it out and do what's best for us in a given situation, so.
Correct.
But yeah, for me, given my situation, it freaking changes week to week because, the atmosphere of VeeFriends changes week to week. So anyway, Nate, I like talking to you, man.
Yeah. Thanks, man. So.
That being said, it is midnight here and I want to go to bed.
And I was just about to say I'm going to go and finish off some painting inside.
Nice. Okay.
Finish off that bathroom so we can actually finally use it.
There we go. All right, go do that. I appreciate our shitty box break battle there. That was fun and shitty, but that was fun.
I'm so happy. I don't know about you, but I'm so happy that I didn't sell those packs and actually make money out of the box or break even. Fucking happy. So happy.
Oh yeah, great. Fantastic. It is fun losing money. I just love it.
Love it. Love it.
Oh my goodness.
All right, for anyone that's interested, Courage and I are now selling packs just for the next box at $80 a pack.
That's right. And Nate, mine's shipped. Nate has an extra $15 shipping, so get on it.
Oh. Fuck, dude. No, look, I've been lucky that because I've sent out a fair amount of packages in the last month. The discount the next discount's kicked in onto my postage, but yeah, normally, dude, fucking December bubble mailer. Where are they? That with 3 slabs was around about $16 to $17 US.
Yeah.
It's fucked, man. But I've got that down to 13 now, so which is still a lot.
Yeah, it's still a lot, but that's good though. That's good. All right, brother.
As we know, man, just got to diversify a bit.
Yes, sir. There we go. All right, man. Appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you. Appreciate your thoughts and your mind and your time, man. Always.
Clip that.
Yes, sir. All right, fuck you, Nate. All right. See you, buddy.
Yeah, sure.
Oh. And that's what it's all about. And I like it. I enjoy it. And I like speculating and I like brainstorming. I think the end all be all with all of this stuff, and I think most people understand this, and I like being candid. And I've actually had the feedback direct from Gary, direct from Andy, and direct from Jeremy is to keep doing it. Keep raising concerns. Keep being brutally honest, even if it's negative. But my overriding thing with everything, my overriding thought, my overriding attitude towards VeeFriends is just extremely positive. Like, I have a lot of faith and confidence in Gary in getting to know, like Andy more with prepping for that tournament, and getting to know Gary more every time I talk to him and see him and stuff like that. Just, I think there's some good stuff with VeeFriends. I really do. And that's more based on on the potential for it and their passion for it. I think the community is secondary. This is sort of like, I feel like this statement can come across. I've brought this up a couple of times now with people, and I think some people initially think I'm being negative towards the community, but I think the community is secondary. It's a separate thing. The community is amazing. It's amazing. It's beautiful. I've never in my life, in all the communities I've been a part of, professional sports, CrossFit world, art world, music world, non-professional sports, so many different communities. I've never seen anything quite like what the VeeFriends does in terms of its community. Statement one. Statement two, VeeFriends actually isn't the community. VeeFriends is a global IP geared towards children, with there's going to be a TV show and books and all this other stuff. The community currently is sort of the lifeblood, is the pulse of that. It's the representation of it in the people, but it's not quite what makes it tick. If this community disappeared, this would still be fine. This would just alter and change, right? They run independently of each other, yet they support each other beautifully. And for me, having that perspective is a positive one, is a helpful one, because I don't depend on all of you for VeeFriends to be successful. I don't depend on VeeFriends' success for our relationship to thrive. I don't know if any of this makes sense, but I hope it does. It's tough to articulate because I've never experienced this. Usually the communities that I've been a part of are a direct correlation to the growth and success of the thing that has brought us together. So like my baseball community exists because baseball is happening with it. But this VeeFriend community exists and is powerful and is strong, even independent of VeeFriends. VeeFriends is the bind that brought us together. And we all have that similarity of we want positivity. We want all those wonderful traits. And then we find each other and we exist because of those things. If that's, it's the VeeFriends is the door that opens up into this other world of community. So anyway, there's my deep philosophical end rant for everything. So appreciate all of you. For anybody who has any questions about the tournament that I want to run, I'm not running that anytime soon. I mean, maybe a couple weeks or something like that. Yeah, that was it. I'm not sure what happened there, but I want to make sure that everybody's on the same page with it, and that when we move forward, everybody understands exactly what's going on. Is that all I want to do is give back to the community, give the community something that it might want. Gameplay, prizes, awesomeness. Like that's what I've always done and what I will always do my damnedest to continue to do. And for some reason, apparently a lot of people very much misinterpreted my intent with the game, which is just wacko to me. I don't understand. I had a really rough morning. So all the best to everyone who came on and watched. And thanks, McFrog. All the best to people who just came in for a couple seconds, and all the best for people to just everybody. So I appreciate all of you. Have a wonderful, wonderful night, day, whatever it is. And I will see you next time. Monday, most likely, I will be doing a Monday night, should be 90%, 95% will be a auction on Whatnot. Good night, everybody. Rev, McFrog, Nacho, Dirty, Robin Hood, everybody in here. Appreciate you all. Love you all. Have a great night. Bye.